Get on your feet and move to the beat. Pour up some drinks and then we repeat. Yeah, chasing my purpose, need a release. Yeah, my life's a beach, I'm lost in the breeze. Do this with ease, don't play with my dreams. Yeah, it's so together, it's not what it seems. Heart of a tiger, life of a king. Yeah, chasing my bag, my feet in the cream. Running these laps, not losing my steam. I'm feeling good, this life's what I need. Don't intervene with my energy. Yeah, I'm in her scope like Jimmy Iovine. Yeah, no Superman, but I'm feeling supreme. This not a movie, but I'm making a scene. Yeah, I can tell you how to live your life, but you just gotta get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up now. Get up. We just gotta live our life, we paying a price. Piece of the pie, I need me a slice. Yeah, rolling the dice, the scariest spice. Sticky like rice, the tricky reprise. Yeah, love will suffice, I suffer in silence. All alone, I'm lost on the island. Let's spread peace and less of the violence. Sebastian Bach on yachts playing violence. Yeah, the flowers violet, give me my rose. This for my city, all for my bros. Did it alone, so far in my zone. So raise your glass, let's all have a toast. I can show you how to get like me. Live your life till you die. Yeah, look, I can tell you how to live your life, but you just gotta get up now. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up.
You keep me up all night, all night. Get little flame, now get out the way. Whole lot of change, still been the same, put that on the name. I had to go through it just to get to it, look what I became. Elevate, level up, way to the top, headed to the peak. All them boys wanna talk, hit them out of law, but don't got receipts. I do it with ease, to you it's a burden, to me it's a breeze. You feel that? That winner's degree, that kickback. You coming at me, boy, sit back. Came out the womb like this, hit the pedal and room right quick. Gotta get it, we going up, way up, might land on the moon. Who step in a room like this? We breaking the rules right quick. They killing the mood, and up in a few, might land in a tomb. With a vengeance, killing the ops, I'm leaving no remnants. They all in attendance. Gotta go big, I aim for the fences. It's mine, I sense it. Back in the scene, I'm back to the business. Back on the front line, gotta grind. It's time, let you be the witness. At the time, turn a repeat to a 3P, yeah. Got the franchise on me, you more like G League, yeah. 21st century, you all the way BC, yeah. Old boy been washed up, I'm notched up in TTA. Came out the womb like this, hit the pedal and room right quick. Gotta get it, we going up, way up, might land on the moon. Who step in a room like this? We breaking the rules right quick. They killing the mood, and up in a few, might land in a tomb.
Hate my grind down do something crazy. Get a bit wild today, cause we don't do this every day, and we deserve it. Life is so amazing, nothing is in our way. Baby, let's fly away. Do you feel it? Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is when we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us come alive. Oh, what makes us come alive? Let's break some rules. No, we don't always have to be good. Don't always have to do things that we should. We'll feed the fire. Let's see it through and let go of what's holding us back. Just light it up and we'll burn through the past and take it higher. Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is when we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. You and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize. This is when we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is when we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us come alive.
Yeah, motivated, I'm focused. Came a long way from the lowest. Yeah, gotta get it, the mindset, gotta put it in motion. This is the moment, gotta one up my opponent. Back then they ain't noticed me, now they know it's me. I'm the chosen. It's my time, yeah, I put that on Bible. No excuses, gotta get to the final. Take all of my idols and turn them to rivals. It's all or nothing, man, the trophy is vital. Game time, bet I'm coming in clutch. No hang time, man, they can't keep up. The game's on the line, seconds on the time. Who can't fight? It's gotta be us.
Better under pressure, go ahead and let it fall on me. I'm destined for it all, you better call on me. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster.
Yeah, whole lot of times they doubted I wouldn't be who I am without it. Sleepless nights, I counted. It all paid off, it's really astounding. I had to keep the faith to elevate. Hope for better days, they were coming. Now we can celebrate, knowing every day is abundant. Yeah, it's my time, yeah, I put that on Bible. No excuses, gotta get to the final. Take all of my idols and turn them to rivals. It's all or nothing, man, the trophy is vital. Game time, bet I'm coming in clutch. No hang time, man, they can't keep up. The game's on the line, seconds on the time. Who can't fight? It's gotta be us.
Better under pressure, go ahead and let it fall on me. I'm destined for it all, you better call on me. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. I stay in my lane. I keep my feet on the pavement, and don't you ever mistake it. No, this ain't never been a game.
Tell me where the competition. Seem like they all been missing. Never made a wrong decision. It's got me walking different. I stay gassed up. Please point the opposition. No scope is no joke. Just know I aim with raw precision. I went and got my bid up quick, 100 figures. They once was competition, now ain't sitting with us. Been on a wave since we've been away. Snatch the game, now we here to stay.
I told my mama I make it, I make a couple mistakes, but see I stay in my lane. I keep my feet on the pavement, and don't you ever mistake it. No, this ain't never been a game. I told my mama I make it, I made a couple mistakes, but see I stay in my lane. I keep my feet on the pavement, and don't you ever mistake it. No, this ain't never been a game.
It's that you can't touch me. Things get ugly, they mad now. This all must be a whole new level to count. I'm packing on the pounds, pulled up with the dog hound, and I still had time to shut it down. Now you see them all screaming my name. See them trying to switch to my lane. They ain't never fit that frame. Only present when the cash came. Plenty days I've been on the road chasing. No legend ever said they was complacent. Nah.
I told my mama I make it, I make a couple mistakes, but see I stay in my lane. I keep my feet on the pavement, and don't you ever mistake it. No, this ain't never been a game. I told my mama I make it, I made a couple mistakes, but see I stay in my lane. I keep my feet on the pavement, and don't you ever mistake it. No, this ain't never been a game.
the title like there are no rivals. Doing the eyes closed, give me a blindfold. This shit is easy, like a recital. I'm taking my shot, like my hands on the rifle. Yeah. It's now or never. Yeah. It's now or never. Now or never. It's now or never. Woo. Now or never. It's now or never. It's now or never. Now or never. It's now or never. Yeah. Now or never. Yeah. Look. Now or never. Keep quiet, the queen's talking, keep walking. Couple of rings brought in, lines choking. Couple of reporters reporting. Fire a line with a red dot, no recordings. Taking the title like there are no rivals. Doing the eyes closed, give me a blindfold. This shit is easy, like a recital. I'm taking my shot, like my hands on the rifle. Yeah. It's now or never. Woo. It's now or never. Now or never. It's now or never. Now or never. It's now or never. It's now or never. Now or never. It's now or never. Now or never. Yeah. It's now or never. It's now or never.
Let's go, hey, step back, look at the wrist, wrist. Let go, let it go, switch, hey, turn the hands, can't miss this. Run it up, it's my fitness. Windows limousine tinted, stay up out of my business. Hey, you can never break me down, need more to take me out. They was all cool back then, now they wanna hate me now. Funny how it goes, can I get a countdown and drum roll? No time ain't an option, no. Sit back, watch this unfold. Hey. But it ain't nothing, let me tell you something. Hey, yeah, one shot, one chance. Look, top spot, been a plan. Talking drive top, 100 bands. Yeah, we pull up, got the blind high, been a man. Hey, yeah, one shot, one chance. Look, top spot, been a plan. Talking drive top, 100 bands. Yeah, we pull up, got the blind high, been a man. Gas in the tank, if the wrong guy really wanna come test me, cause he envy everything that I got, what I am and he not. Coldest one on the block, you know these boys don't got nothing but excuses. My whole squad been doing their thing, dropping nothing but exclusives. Ooh, I know you see me step back, flossing. Please don't get too close unless you proceeding with caution. Yeah, I broke the moves out, time got nauseous. We can never settle for no loss. Yeah, hey. But it ain't nothing, let me tell you something. Hey, yeah, one shot, one chance. Look, top spot, been a plan. Talking drive top, 100 bands. Yeah, we pull up, got the blind high, been a man. Hey, yeah, one shot, one chance. Look, top spot, been a plan. Talking drive top, 100 bands. Yeah, we pull up, got the blind high, been a man.
you. What did I do? What did I try to make you happy? Thought that I proved, thought that I you told me that you love me. But now you're in the spotlight and you're cruising. You play with my emotions. I was foolish, but now you're in the spotlight. Camera shooting. You playing with my heart. You playing with my heart. And now you're in the spotlight and you're cruising. You play with my emotions. I was foolish, playing with my. Now we know you fake. I just wanna say you've got tunnel vision. Enjoy with your mates, cause I'm on my way. You've made my decision. What did I do? What did I try to make you happy? Thought that I proved, thought that I you told me that you love me. But now you're in the spotlight and you're cruising. You play with my emotions. I was foolish, but now you're in the spotlight. Camera shooting. You playing with my heart. You playing with my heart. But now you're in the spotlight and you're cruising. You play with my emotions. I was foolish, but now you're in the spotlight. Camera shooting. You playing with my heart. You playing with my heart.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. Ay, Caballo Grande. Ay, Dolor de Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I'm out here in the cold night, running till I barely feel my feet. Wanna see it through my own eyes. There's no going back, and I'm not afraid anymore. Cause I know I'm gonna be the last one standing. Yeah, I'm not afraid anymore. Yeah, I don't wanna wait anymore. I'm ready to fall, I'm ready to rise up. got me in my element. It's dirty how you tryna keep it elegant. Keep my eyes open wide when everyone around me is an enemy. See my life cross my eyes. I'm ready to fall. I'm ready to rise up. I will do what it takes. If it's you or me, then I'll take the shine. Still they say I'm the villain. I scream and nobody listens. Still they say I'm the villain. Too bad you can't take me down. Too bad you can't take me down. You can't take me down. I'm ready to fall. I'm ready to rise up. I will do what it takes. I'll run blind straight into the flames. Watch me burn, alone in the shadows. I'll carry you home on my back. If it's you or me, then I'll take the shot. Still they say I'm the villain. I scream and nobody listens. Still they say I'm the villain. Too bad you can't take me down.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final week of VCT EMEA before we head to playoffs. We're coming to you live from the Riot Games Arena in Berlin, Germany. I'm your host, Yingsu, for this last and final week, and I'm joined once again by Kukuka and Ash. I can't believe it. I think this is one of the first times we head into the final week where every single game still matters.
That's probably my favorite thing about this year. It's crazy to think that it's week 4 and we still have half of the spots up for grabs for, most of the teams.
Well, I think it's important that we keep things intense this late into the competition as well. Leave something to fight for everybody.
Yeah, but this is the thing. There's always something to fight for. And for one team, Fnatic, they probably have the biggest prize on the line here. If they were to win this week, or if Heretics were to lose, we just need one of those things to take place. Fnatic will lock not playoffs, but champs. And they will join 3 other teams who have already locked for champs. And all the way across the pond, of course, that is PaperX, FPX, and EDG. They are locked no matter what happens, which is very, very crazy, Ash. Who you got your money on for maybe some of the other regions?
Oh, for some of the other regions? Okay, I'm trying to think of who is in playoffs right now for Americas. It's so late when I have to watch that stream over in Berlin.
Leviathan, I'll give you a freebie.
Okay, I mean, that's fair. I do think, but I don't want to go with the freebie, realistically. I gotta put my money on, I think EG have a shot.
All right, okay.
I think that is crazy that we're looking at PaperX being locked in after the year that Genji has had. props to them. I think that they play beautifully in the region. I believe that they're like 9-1 now for Paper Rex, but I will be very sad if Gen.G doesn't make it.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good shout. And
That'd be a huge upset.
honestly, for me, after what Cloud9 did to NRG, I had NRG all the way. All the way. I needed them to make it. I'm all on the Cloud9 train now. I feel like it's only fair. Only fair if they knock out NRG. But over here in our region, if we take a look at the standings, the permutations are crazy. Unfortunately, Koi and BBL have already been eliminated, but everyone else on this board right now, yes, that's Vitality, Na'Vi, Liquid, KC, Gentlemates, and even Giant X, Kukuka at this point have a shot.
Exactly. It's a very, very slim chance that Giant X has to make it into playoffs. Like, hey, it can happen. We have the entire pathing of what they need to do in order to secure that. But just imagine if all of the things, last split we had it with Team Liquid.
Yeah.
And I know that for this one, it might be a lot to ask. But imagine that it all comes down to that last thing. They don't get it. They're going to remember that game against Koi on, I believe, the second week.
Oh, no,
year.
don't remind me. But let's take a look at the pathing because, like we said, it's a really, really, really complicated way for GX to make it, but there is a chance. There is a scenario. Liquid did it last time, and it all starts, Ash, with Giants taking down FUT, and then the rest needs to happen. But I feel like this might be the biggest ask out of all of the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, that is more than a speed bump, if you will, because you're looking at this team in FUT, who is the best team right now within our region. They were top seed last stage, and they've only looked better as the season has gone on. But I do think that there is a world where we could see Giant X take some sort of 2-1. This team has been lighting up. They look very good with Famzy coming in as well.
I really hope that at least, like the first bar, we can set that in, because I would like to be, be following this timeline and maybe get up to like here. I want everything to be decided on the last game of the entire season of the entire year.
You're casting that game.
Yeah. No, you're spoiling
I have to spoil it. I'm very, very
Lauren's
excited.
not watching. It's all right.
I am super excited for the return of Pansy and Kukuka. But let's talk about this first game first, because as we said, out of all of the things that need to happen, it feels like this might be the most difficult. GX, they have to take down FUT. And for FUT, they qualify for playoffs already. They're guaranteed seed 1 and 2 no matter what happens.
Yep.
And this is where it feels like they could be even more dangerous, because they could just do whatever they want.
Right, there's two chances. We see a FUT that, as you're saying, is doing whatever they want, maybe trying some new stuff, maybe, I don't know, some Haven, another crazy composition for FUT, number 78 at this point, or maybe, they just want to chill. Some people might think that it is not that important to get that position, but when we get to playoffs, you're gonna regret not winning that last match.
I mean, you want to try and dodge Fnatic in that third seed. That's what it really comes down to there for FUT. But then at the same time, like you're saying, you also don't want to share too much of your hand when it comes to playoffs and then potentially champions going forward as well. So a lot of up in the air, and it really depends on the approach that FUT are looking to take.
Well, getting to playoffs requires a lot of hard work and synergy. So earlier today, I put Giant X's coaches Pipson and Milan to the test. Take a look at this. That is right. It's time to put these two, Pipson and Milan from Giant X, to the test. Now, we're going to play a little game of reverse charades. I've explained the rules to you guys already, but just for you guys at home, unlike regular charades, they're going to have the job of describing to the other person what to do, and also have the other person guess what they're trying to describe. It's going to become very obvious as we go into it. So, Pipson, you're going to start first. I'm going to give you a word. You're going to have to get Milan to act it out, and Milan, you have to guess what he's trying to make you act out, okay? You ready?
Yeah. Okay, raise your hands in front of yourself. One hand a little bit towards your body.
Am I crawling?
Move your hands on like 45 degrees, like this. Yes. Right now.
I'm holding something.
Huh?
I'm holding something.
Oh, he can't tell you that. You can only describe.
Right now, you pull slowly the hand, which is this one. Yes, this one. You pull slowly towards your body.
Am I shooting an arrow?
Oh yeah, and if you would play VALORANT?
Yeah.
Sova darting, shock darting, recon, ult, Sova ult.
Yes! Oh my
okay,
god, that was great,
okay,
Danny. You're great at this. I want to see if Danny can get this one. So Milan, you're gonna go next.
You put your hands to your chest and
Pipson.
Yeah, but almost. You are speaking very.
Pipson, time out.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect you to get that so quick. I'll give you an extra one. See if this is more of a challenge. It's a hard one.
So pretend that you.
I cannot pretend.
You can't pretend. You gotta give the action.
Put your right arm back, like behind. No, with like a 90-degree elbow. A little bit more up your hand, and then the hand up. So yes, and then push it forward. Like yeah, but imagine that you make it a fist, like a hollow fist. Instead of and then push it forward. Yes.
Okay, this is Superman action. Like
almost. Yeah, this is a hard one. Open your fist instead of, but make it like a hollow, as if you're trying to put like water inside of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No. But tilt it. I don't know how to explain it.
Oh, come on, Milan, you got this. You got this.
It was the same motion. Do the same motion again. Do the same motion again. Yes, and then exactly like that. But crouch a little bit, and then go a little bit back, and then do the same motion.
What am I?
Yes. And then you're doing it. I mean, he's doing it well.
What is this? What can I do?
Have some guesses.
Is it like related to Valorant? Can I get a guess?
Yes.
Okay, it's related to Valorant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm throwing something. So what can I throw? It can be either mollies or it can be your TP.
You got this.
What am I throwing?
You're throwing something. Throwing it.
Yes. What am I throwing?
Who's throwing something? Like this.
A lot of agents. Every agent is throwing something.
You're close. You're warm. You're super warm right now.
Is it Yorbu?
Warm, yes.
Yeah,
I'm cheating. I don't care.
Okay. Is it Yorbu?
Yes.
Okay, so it's either TP or what?
Try again.
Flash.
Yes, you got there in the end. I felt like that was a success. You reckon?
I mean, it's just too many agents throwing something. Like it can be Cypher Cage. Like it can be anything.
I'm so glad we had you two for this. But thank you so much for joining me, and best of luck with your game today. And maybe we'll get you to go up against someone else next time. You confident? You reckon?
Beat anyone.
Yeah, anyone?
Anyone.
Any coaching
Anytime,
duo?
any
You
day
got
of
this?
the week.
All right, okay, you heard from the boys. Maybe we, if you beat FUT today, we can get Gaius out here and see how he does, right? All right, okay, we'll see. Thank you very much for joining me. All right, I need you to put your hand.
I was just thinking it's so funny because there are so many inside jokes, but I think it's so funny that Pipson hears, put your hands to your chest, and he already does it. He already knows what he's doing. He's just doing the concentrated face. I don't know which was more funny, that or the fact that 2 minutes 30 into that game, he's like, oh, this is related to Valorant.
Oh, bless him. Bless him. We gotta have them back to do
we
something
should make
else.
this, I think for next year, here's my pitch. Coach and assistant coach Olympics. Each week we put them to the test.
My money is on NSH. I think they win everything. I think they win everything.
We might have some changes.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the game here at hand, of course, Giant X. Actually, mentioned Famzy already. I cannot imagine anyone else in the world that's doing the crazy things that he's doing right now, traveling back and forth, competing into different leagues. It's a bit of a shame that he lost this weekend.
It is, but it went all the way, right? It goes to that 5-mapper, and he had an insane performance, all things considered, and he had a very solid debut as well last week here with Giant X. And we have this fact that he's able to run that double duelist here for Giant X as well. We saw him on the Omen too, and all around it felt like he had a very solid performance as far as being able to slot in well with this team.
Oh, completely. And think about the time that he has had to practice with the Giant X. It has not been a lot, right? With all the traveling, with competing. Man, I was so sad when he couldn't win that final because my man won 5 maps, 110 kills. Yeah. He was trying everything. I expect that kind of performance from him today.
110 kills today in 3 maps?
In yes.
Okay.
We can do an average.
Yeah, I mean, it's time for the records to be broken for sure. But also, let's talk about the knock-on effect of bringing in someone like Famzy, because we saw a Fatinho that was originally the duelist of this team, you know, for the longest time, and then Kakuga, he's had to make some adjustments for as a result of his teammates.
He has so many titles this year, El Domador, as we call him in Spanish as well.
What does it mean?
The Tamer. Anyway, on the last match that they played against Heretics, as you're saying, he is the one that is, we talked about so many good flexes. Like sometimes Yamp is going to be playing on the Jet. Fiti has been proven to do it and do it quietly in a way that Nukia was out at the, week 2, week 3, then he's reslots. We bring in Purple. I know I am the duelist. I am more than just that. He slots in, trying to be the initiator, sometimes the killjoy. Now with Famzy coming in, and even when it comes to having a double duelist, he slots in for whatever is needed. as I said, last week, their best of three different roles, a Race, a Breach, and an Omen, and with a very good performance, even though they didn't manage to win the match.
Yeah, I mean, especially on that Omen, we're seeing some of those clips here on Split as well, and Fitzy just looked so good as far as the prowess that the ability that he was able to bring to this team, and I think it's so important to be able to have a consistent player like that you can really rely on, but because it has opened up opportunities for the remainder of the team to be able to slot into roles that are most comfortable for them.
Yeah, I think he's so underrated for all the things that he does. He doesn't just do them, but he does them well. Yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing, especially on a day, a week like this week, of course. On the other side of this, though, we already addressed it a little bit. You know, for FUT, they don't have to worry about playoffs. They don't have to worry about 8 other teams winning their games in order for them to have a shot. They locked playoffs already, but this is the important thing. If you want to have an even bigger chance of making champs at this point, you want to be seed 1. Granted, Fnatic haven't been the Fnatic we saw of last year, but Ash, they're still Fnatic. They're still looking very, very good, and you just want to really, at this point, avoid them if you can.
Oh, absolutely. I think that we also have been underrating Fnatic, especially late into this stage as well. I know the community has had some particular feelings about them as a team and their performance, but they are still a beast that you have to look out for. And for FUT, it is imperative, especially looking at how comfortable Fnatic are in those championship points, to make it deep in this playoffs run.
It's very nice that you can feel like you don't need to win. Maybe, you know, it depends on how you want to take it and experience this week. But we've also heard that Giant X is one of the teams that the other teams prefer to scream against. So maybe they could use that time, because we don't get a lot of officials. So give it your all and get that seed 1 if possible.
I swear, every time I talk to a team that's like, how's scrims going? They're like, yeah, great, except for that one against Giant X. You know, that seems like a pattern, but more importantly, this is the last week before playoffs, and every single game and win matters. The dream is still very much alive for GX. It's time to bring them out alongside FUT. We find ourselves in a very unique situation where the pressure is all on one side of this matchup. It is going to be all about Giant X to see if they can pull off an upset and kickstart that miracle run, which means this map pool is going to be very, very, very important. Where do you guys think we're going? What should GX be prioritizing here?
Oh, I think it depends a lot on the time that they've had to prepare. Probably that split again that they peaked last week, their first win against FUT. There are many maps that are going to come up as a surprise. They're going to decide to go for the Ascent. Even. So context here, because it always matters. FUT had been banning Breeze for the entirety of the year, but obviously since that's not a priority anymore, they had moved on to ban the Icebox a couple of times. So they have decided that they want to go into playoffs without showing up ban either.
And they're going to float it. They're just going to float Icebox.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen them on Icebox since Shanghai, and that was a difficult loss for them up against 100 Thieves. That I believe is a 2-13 loss. But this pool is looking quite comfortable for Giant X. I don't think that realistically they could have asked for much better.
I will say, though, a comfortable for Giant X is a very different thing when you're going up against FUT. I feel like no one, maybe Heretics is the only exception that could ever even feel comfortable when going up against FUT.
Oh, it's very complicated, especially when we talk about the pressure. Every single thing, every step that you took, everything you did comes down to this point. And if you want to prove that you can repeat something like what you did last year in the Last Chance qualifier, that you still have it in you, you should repeat it today.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we've seen anything too funky from the side of FUT, and it looks like that's going to stay the way it is. Of course, we're going to stick with this comp, which, you know, previously we saw cracks on the Raze, but Cena has been having a blinder recently.
A blast, you'd say.
I wish I did.
Yeah, I mean, CNET has looked quite good on the Raze. I feel like, aside from the jet that he's been picking up a bit more frequently into Stage 2, that was what he was running for the majority of the 2024 season. And then we're going back onto the comfort of the same comp that we saw for Giant X last week with Famzy on that Raze. I quite like this. Vitinho also had an insane map on that Omen.
I'm thinking about the pressure again. Like for me, Giants, this map, everything has to be round by round. Please, the 5v4s, the 5v3s, we cannot keep throwing in this situation. Something has to change, and it has to do not with prep inside of the server, is more outside of it. Talking about outside of the server, do not forget also that if Giant X wins, Gentimates are out of playoff contention.
Yeah, if GX wins. So let's send it over to Mitch and Tom and find out.
Thank you so much, Yinsu. Yes, it's a big game coming up here, Tom. And look, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out there's a heavy favorite coming into it. I think we're all expecting FUT to do well, but GX, they've had a little resurgence. They've been looking better and better. It's a chance for them here today.
Yeah, I think like the addition of Famzy looked pretty good last week for someone who's literally playing the Tier 2 and the Tier 1 at the same time. We've seen players move and there's been expectations. I think in his most recent game he played, I think it was a final, and he got 111 or 12 kills and still lost. So he's definitely someone up there when it comes to that fragging department. Realistically though, FUT are definitely favorites, and all the pressure is on GX. FUT are guaranteed to qualify top 2. That was the main thing. You get to skip one stage, you get that advantage. Being number 1's always nice, but ultimately that's not really in their own hands at this stage. For GX, even if they win, they need other things to go their way. But if they don't win, they are definitely out.
Well, certainly a quick pace to start off this pistol. We saw them dive up through mid. It was Purpo and Famzy leading the charge, and it will be again towards the site. But it's all been given up. FUT relying on their trap, finding them one, and it has got a reveal, but no follow-up, just for damage. Spike across to site, GX with a good foothold, but they need something, some extra bit of control, and they're fighting for it towards screens. 3 players here and waiting. A flash already burned unsuccessfully, and straight into Yedege. He's only good for the 2 though, with Hoodie still surviving on a sliver of health, and he won't make it much longer. 45 health. Cloud and a 1 versus 2, still with the spike to be planted, but he will get away with that for free. The problem, despite both of these players being tagged up, finishing them off will be difficult, and there's the stun used up. They know roughly where he is.
His remaining utility can only really be used to just delay them a little bit. And still a couple of flashes for Mr. Fallen. They're waiting for a mistake. They're waiting for someone to take that peek, to take that risk. Already the spam coming through. They were well aware of the angles that were left unchecked. And in the end, although a little bit close, FUT will take themselves the pistol.
I think unfortunate for GX, they put all their eggs in the basket of fighting towards screens. Normally, 1 or 2 players there, your opponents are going to be working to get back heaven control and so on, but this time, 3 players primed and ready.
The initial trade was actually even. It's like Hoodie actually did well. It's the repeat. If he falls back there and they play it on the site, it's actually a 2v2. Now the HP still would have been in favor of FUT, but at the same time, that trade should have gone worse, and it actually went all right, but just wanted to go that little bit further. I guess you didn't expect a 4th player to be re-swinging that angle so
soon. Could be one in heaven as well, waiting for you to fall back, and you're 9 HP, stray shots taking you down, so you get it. Sometimes you're in that crunch time and you got to just go for it. Didn't work out this time though for GX. They go 1-0 down on their attack side, investing into a couple of pistols, 3 sheriffs, Hoodie, Cloud, and Purpo, picking up a weapon that can pack a bit of a punch, and Krax has already learned that the hard way. Luckily, there would have been a wall in the way. It wasn't for that shot though. CNET connecting, and everyone else on the side of GX now going to be a little bit more scared of peeking out that mid angle. With Outlaw in play, 1 shot to the body is all that's needed, but CNET's on 70, so a missed shot could see it return back on him.
That's the thing. It is a bit worrying already. I know it sounds ridiculous, but getting that pistol for FUT, they had a 10-2 defensive side half last time they played against Mates. Mates have been playing this map quite a bit. You might remember them beating GX 13-1. Obviously, again, they've changed personnel since then and actually had a victory versus Heretics, which, if you saw that coming, well done.
Yeah.
That makes you one of every single Valorant fan that was on the planet. But yeah, they've shown a real resurgence. And that's the thing. Them having a close series versus Heretics is huge. It shows that there's some life in this GX roster. Unfortunately, if they lose this game, it's too little too late.
Well, that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, we're towards the end of this format. Last week, that's not where you want to be coming into form necessarily. And you can see the win record 3-6 up there for GX. It's not pretty. They'd like to put a 4th up, and they're doing well in this round. Bit of damage on the cracks. Problem is 10 seconds. Time to sprint to that site, straight past CNED. And although he might not find much, there's 2 players waiting on the site, welcoming those stragglers in. 2-0. Nice stuff for FUT, and they avoid very many heavy losses. A couple, like Ada Captain being super low, CNED tagged up at the start of the round.
Yeah.
It could have went their way, but FUT are still pretty healthy.
Yeah, there's also a world where FUT decide not to kill them and they have no economy for the next round because it got so late. Like, I think GX were expecting a little bit more of a challenge. Of course, that Outlaw brought through alongside a couple of guns. It's definitely not going to be the best purchase here for FUT, and I would say expectations are that, well, I wouldn't maybe say expectations, but there's a necessity for GX to take this round relatively clean because you know that FUT are going to come back swinging in that next round, and already we're going to see them start to challenge for a little bit of mid-control. The same could be said, though, on the other side of the map with FUT aggressively taking a stance towards B and even having a bit of a push-up, or more of a push-up, I guess, on A as well.
Yeah, I mean, Ada Captain is peeking at holding the information. Now, though, they're starting to really get aggressive. And the timing is perfect. This looks like a standard hold from Ada just to find a bit of information early. He might even pop the one-way smoke up. In fact, I think it's Paranoia in his hands, ready to fire. It's off the contact to Yedege. They suspect there's a player tucked in the corner. There's the info, the Paranoia on the back, and the kills come their way. A smoke to try to get Yedege out of there. It's actually got him another. The reveal helping out, and utility sending them flying. Vitinho's lucky to still be alive. And even then, the chances of this round going GX's way, they have slimmed massively with 8 health on 1, Hoodie on 150, and the spike down inside of main. Oof. I mean, it's tough to even call a save at this point, but they might not be left with any other option.
That's just a wonderful setup. Like, the fact that Yedege, first of all, wins a battle with the Spectre to begin with. Like, that's the fight you're not really meant to win. The Paranoia helps him out. I think also from afar, Mr. Fallen put a stun in, so the player that was behind the box also couldn't move and was blinded and then hit with a smoke. So just great combination of utility. I think GX, obviously, they've walked right into the trap that was there, but as said, FUT were taking control on both sides of the map, ready to have these sort of brawls. And I think GX have learned a pretty nasty lesson early on that they're going to have to make sure they battle for these extremities a little bit earlier.
Too much space conceded. Oh no, he's shot with 8 HP inside a smoke. He decided to fire blindly.
I guess he thought they were going to get around the corner anyway. So you kind of just go, right, I've got to try and kill him, but yeah. It means another weapon gone. A very clean round for the side of FUT, so they're going to be over the moon. They get to upgrade. Bear in mind, I said, they had 2 Bulldogs, I think a pistol and an SMG alongside the Outlaw, so they had no rifles. They now have 3 rifles. They haven't had to spend any cash. They still have an Outlaw and a Bulldog. So this is about as good an economic start you're ever going to see a team have.
Oh, it's up there. It most certainly is. Injection of rounds. Economy looking healthy. And their opponents not wielding much in this round, but a quick play again. Famzy and Purpo, the ones leading the charge. They found some control, trading out Famzy's life for a site, for a plant, perhaps, and that could be huge. Nade, it'll soften them up, perhaps, to allow CNED to come in, Outlaw in hand. In fact, everybody except for Hoodie is now vulnerable to that Outlaw up in heaven. Something to be cautious of. And GX, I'm not sure that they'll do much in this position. There's no need for them to push out, just waiting for contact from Hoodie, and then they can swing.
Yeah, they picked up 1 gun, but already that contact's come in, Hoodie's gone, and there hasn't been a response. Paranoia to slow them down, but they're definitely stuck in this corner, stuck in the back of the site, and just being picked apart one by one. Vitinho will at least get 1, but everything else is all for a 4-0 start on their defensive side. As said, I know it sounded bleak after a pistol that this team on the defense is disgustingly good. But even when it's a, a 5v4 or 4v4 post plant, they didn't really break a sweat.
No, they're making it work. And you can see, yeah, how patient they were up top. CNET waited the whole time with an outlaw in hand, just allowing these players to overpeak it. The first position, rooting Hoodie out of it. He'd even popped the cage to try and keep himself safe, but that didn't help. I really like this from the squad. That too, there you go, good flash. For FUT, 4-0 start. Looking controlled, not panicking in these moments. It seems like GX haven't been able to put them on the back foot just yet, but now rifles come out for the attacking squad. This is where they have a much better chance. The last round, they had a rifle and a few pistols. It is what it is. They at least got to the site, found the opening pick, look to replicate that success here and have a much better chance in late fights.
Okay, again, this just full deep B control. Even going to take the orb. That will give Rolling Thunder, so... They can see that GX are going back to look to try and battle for some of this control, but it definitely has its risks about it. They've already had problems with a contact play in this direction, but this time there's not anything to be had. Just falling back off the angle, and Cloud actually... It does make me a little bit nervous that he's the one clearing that with the spike after what happened last time. For now, though, a few bits of utility being sent out seemingly as a ruse. Paranoia used, flashes used, and they're going to try and get into heaven. Never mind, Cloud's actually found out a captain.
That might just win the round for them. Indeed, the ultimate being used sends them running back towards spawn, and I thought it could even be worse with those FUT players focused on main and the flank from mid catching them off. Instead, FUT have reset, played outside of sight. Rolling Thunder going in, down below is open, but so is heaven for Hoodie. He's got one, but traded out immediately, and the pressure, you can't even leave it onto one player. Blink and you miss it, the whole squad is dead. That is as clean a retake as you can conceive for the side of FUT.
Yeah, this is looking way too easy. Like, I'm actually a little bit shocked by that one. CNED 7-0, Mr. Fallen 7-0. Bear in mind how CNED went back into this site. He's the first man in, and he takes 3 players. The counter Rolling Thunder was good, but again, you have players that dodged it in heaven, but still get taken out. And okay, I saw it come up on my screen that was a FUT timeout, and I was like, I don't know. I've seen someone do that before, and that severely backfired. It's not. It's a GX timeout. I think even at this stage, you just need to stem the bleeding a little bit. Calm the team down, because as said, like, in my personal opinion, this is the worst scenario for GX to go up against FUT. Because FUT are one of those teams that I feel like later in tournaments where pressure can get to them, sometimes they don't play their best. They play looser, more aggressive, and it can be a little bit silly. When there's no pressure on FUT, I think they're one of the most terrifying teams in the world, because you just have CNED styling, everybody's feeling confident, they've got so much individual skill, you're still going to have Yedajay screaming every single round. And on the other side, GX are sweating because they know, okay, sure, yeah, there's all these other scenarios, but the only thing in their mind right now is win game, still in. That's it. That's the only thing you have to think about. Lose game, out. And right now, they're 5-0 down, and if we're being brutally honest, none of these rounds have even been close.
Well, let's put it this way. Cracks has 0 kills, and they're 5-0 up.
He got 1 assist. I think it was the flash in that round.
So, you know, as far as how things are going here for GX, yeah, there's a few problems. There's a showstopper, but it hasn't landed. A bit of damage at least done. It's open. The gap for Captain. They're crunching them, just taking the fight to GX before they can even start the round. It's over. It's left all onto Hoodie. 1 versus 5, and you can kiss this one goodbye. 6-0 start for FUT. The question is it flawless? And yes, it is. Get on to Luthia on the screen. Gorgeous start to this map for FUT. GX have got to be devastated. This is their pick.
That it is. That it is. Max cash for basically every single player, in case you didn't know. And yeah, that's got to be the most brutal way to... Like, obviously, again, they had a low buy. They just have pistols. But even still, you've taken a pause. You're trying to get a feel for the stage. All right,
try this out.
Back in the game. Back in the game. Not back in the game. CNED just showstopped down mid, didn't kill anyone, still hasn't died. He is 9-0. Yettajay is 8-1. I'm just reading the scoreboard because I don't have any positives for GX at this point. Well, let's see if they can find something here. Immediately, Thrash is now online. The guy who, up until last round, had 0 kills, now has his ultimate. But there is a Blade Storm available for Purpo. Famzy is also 1 away from the showstopper. So, in terms of ult economy, they're slightly ahead.
On the way to A, there was only 1 player here as GX shifted towards this side of the map. Now, there's 2. And it looks like we're seconds away from there being a third. Never mind, CNET's gone back. Okay, they'll find a slightly easier way into the site. But all the plan here is to let them dive in and catch them with the traps. They've gone straight through. Dodged both of them. I swear I can hear the Alamont playing in the background. That's a gorgeous start for GX, at least on the site now. Rifles in hand, looking to fight for screens. Paranoia ready. It's not caught the first, and the first is Purpo. He's good for one and forced back by the nade. Famzy isn't though. He's gone straight up, taking the fight to them with a showstopper now. He's bought his way back out. That's a two-man advantage with the spike plan for the attackers.
Oh, they just about survived the boom, but CNET might be about to have his first death. The spam battle actually goes the way of Yedege. Even still, though, they've been locked out a little bit longer. Continuing the aggression. Finally, CNET has died, and this is looking like the round even. A bit of a whiff from Mr. Farlin. GX break onto the board with an incredibly aggressive take of that A site. And well, FUT may have given them the site initially, but I think they expected a bit more in the retake.
You gotta say Mr. Fallen whiffed. I think he hit every shot, Tom, and he didn't shoot one more bullet. That's mercy from Mr. Fallen. He said, "Have your round."
Him not getting a headshot.
That's a wick. That's fair, actually. Yeah, I've seen the guy play. That's spot on.
Like if he's hit a few legs, I'm just like, no, that's not Mr. Fallen. That's an impersonator.
It was an ambitious play by Famzy, but it worked out perfectly. Getting aggressive past the nade.
I wonder what he said in the middle.
And firing off the showstopper for the escape as well, and maybe even finding one. He obviously didn't, but nice to roll the dice sometimes. For FUT, they found, at long last, their first taste of defeat. A round going to their opponents. Can GX replicate it, though? Back-to-back rounds, that's what we're looking for. It's not like FUT are going on an eco anytime soon. And remember, Thrash is still online. For GX, there's no impactful ults. That Rolling Thunder used up rounds ago, and Famzy had burned up the showstopper for the last. So now we need to see them do it up against a much more aggressive A-hold.
Yeah, last time they gave up this position, but now you've actually got CNET holding it with an operator. The first time we've seen this sniper pulled into play. Now, you'd expect there to be some sort of counter-utility, something, but no, they're just going to try and peek it dry. And while Famzy, who did great in the last round, immediately gone. Again, we're going to see this fall back with the Cypher utility, obviously on the other side of the map, just basically denying, slowing them even further. And while the steps are definitely being heard at this stage, but it's very passive from FUT.
Oh, there it is, the reward at long last. CNET's picked off one, and there's still a player on site, but CNET's down. The crossfire no longer in play. Krax is isolated, but it doesn't seem to matter. The paranoia finds its mark, and Ada Captain does too. Right back on the horse are FUT. They give away a round, but they take the next. And for GX, that just means the noose is tightening. This is going to feel like they're starting to lose any semblance of control over the series. We need to see a round go the attackers' way soon.
This was clean. Again, I love just the synergy of this side. Like, you look at the second peek from CNET, there's Paranoia, which leaves a player pretty much blind. Then you have the next as well, where there's another flash, I believe, from Mr. Fallen that just goes straight through the wall, so that then when the swing comes out, he's able to kill the guy Heaven. Just the utility coming out from this side just makes a lot of these kills so easy. And speaking of utility, you've got the Thrash trying to chase down Hoodie. More worryingly, you have a different man chasing him. He's in the cam, and he still wins the fight versus CNET. Okay.
Knows where the second guy is too. No recovering that Thrash at this point, you'd imagine, and that read is certainly made. Krax will concede it. Ult taken out of play, and a player stripped from A. Gives the information on the back of the neural theft of where these players are. Mr. Fallen. They know that he's here. They know that he was further towards screens. They've sensed there's too many players. They've dragged the rotations, and now the fast play back towards the B site. It's Ada Captain again with the pressure on his shoulders. No ults coming his way. At the very least, no showstopper, but you got to be careful of this Blade Storm up top. It's messy, but he gets there. He gets there in the end. 3 kills for Ada Captain. I'm surprised he had enough bullets left to do it. And Hoodie, he's got to be sat there wondering how this all went wrong. That looked like a shoo-in. Okay, good shot, but 3 more to go. 30 seconds to do it, and Spike down on site.
30 seconds clean left. Shots in this round. I thought he was dead to CNET at the beginning, but yeah, 25 seconds, Spike on the deck, and look at the economy for GX. You win 1, immediately lose 2 straight away. Like, your economy is guaranteed to be in the bin. I sound like a broken record, but Ada Captain firing warning shots. First kills him, then again there's a pot flash. And that second player is so blind that it just makes things so much easier for him to get those kills. I think that Mr. Farland's breach, he's looking to break some sort of assist record. He's getting up there. I'm not including like people who cheated using like heals and stuff like that. He's got these 7, 1, and 10.
Yeah. I know, it was unbelievable. I think it was a stun he pulled out even at both flashes closing the round. And it's crazy the value he's finding off free utility. That completely stalled out the aggression F for GX. This is hard, man. This is looking like you're rolling back to stage 1. Stage 1 FUT as well.
They did lose 13-1 to Gentlemates and then win the series.
That's true.
Maybe they're running it back. New strat.
All right.
Lose
Give them your
match.
pick.
Yeah, exactly.
And then win the series.
Exactly.
You would think a team that can do that would just win the series outright. No?
No, but they like playing on the stage.
I see,
Just not for very long in the first map. They don't want to drag it out, you know?
Yeah, I respect that. I respect it. You know, when you're going to 3, sometimes you
Also,
want to keep your energy.
I don't think this helps them with tiebreakers whatsoever.
No.
But let's ignore that and go with the made-up storyline.
But this is all part of the plan for GX. Well, we'll talk to Pipson later. I'm sure he'll echo that sentiment.
I can think of what word he's going to use, but I'm not going to say it.
The re-smoke. This is interesting from Adicap, combining his with theirs, trying to give an extra angle, but Pamsy still hits the shot first. Hoodie onto Yedege. Much better stuff coming out of GX.
He's dead.
There's no way out. If he got away with that one, we'd have to start calling the admins, but it's come down to a 2 versus 3. With the spike down as well, it's buying more time for Mr. Fallen's rotation. No ultimates to get back in, but plenty of utility. And, you know, when you're talking about Gecko and Breach utility, it's just a shame they don't have players to support on the back of it. It's both of these guys. Fire the util, take the fights, and see where it takes you.
Yeah, Cracks is...
Careful of a mosh pit this late.
Cracks is definitely wary of the flank. Aftershock pushes him into the mosh, but ultimately doesn't net a kill. That was the goal. It has done a bit of damage though. Purpo and Hoodie, both low on HP. Pop flash is going to clear the players below. Secondary flash, and it's a wallbang immediately. Left all onto Purpo, 38 HP. I don't know if he's been spotted, but it seems like they know. I don't even think they took a single point of damage in their retake. In fact, I know they didn't, because they haven't taken any damage at all. Again, an advantageous position, a post plant for GX, and seconds later, round over.
And you know, the critique I would have is the util was a little late because they're in the middle of checking flank on mid, so the mosh pit was like a second or 2 late landing. It still did enough damage to put him down to 38 HP, a near unlosable position once it comes to a 2v1
That's a Mr.
fight.
Farland shot. Yes, that's a Mr. Farland shot.
I don't know if he saw him go there, suspected it, what happened, but a genius read, and what a play to fight their way back in. 9-1, just crushing the dreams of GX. This is their map pick. They had ideas. Let's hope a lot of those ideas came off the defensive side.
Again. Just an immediate push. This is a much faster take though. And a captain under pressure, yet again, has support from Yedege, who's done a lot of damage to Purpo. The rest of the team a little bit further behind, but Hoodie has found the opener. And a captain needs to be cleared though, and the rest of the team are looking to roll through! Again, he gets the multi-frag. Again, he causes them issues. And once again, it's Hoodie left. 1 versus 4, and he's not going to get anything. And a captain is just having a field day today. 10-1.
Look at that smile. He knows what he did. He knows what he did. What an unreal round from this man. I mean, the last one he had on B site was kind of unbelievable. Whiffing the spray at the start and the guy in the air and then correcting. This, though, there were 3 players coming to swing him, and he picks the perfect spot. Even kills Vitinho first. He didn't even hit the first shot, but killed a man behind him who he couldn't see because of a cage. That's, oh, well, it's also a symbol of nothing is going right for GX. No, that faster take, they get the space, they have the guy surrounded, they swing.
They get the opener.
He's just killing everybody. Wow.
The other thing that's crazy to me is that Ada Captain only has 11 kills. Because at this point, it feels like he should have like 25.
It's like he's like a reverse Shin. We've seen every kill he's got. Well, nice shot by Yedege. Again, opening this up. It's Hoodie that falls. A lot of players on GX. In fact, I think all of them rocking light shields because of the money problems. And so the Outlaw's a perfect pickup. Of course, Ada Captain's the one to trade out the initial fight. There's even a trap down in sewers. They've heard that. You know, in fact, I think they've even seen it, just waiting until they're a little closer to break it and blitz their way up. But that gives enough time for the rotation of cracks for him to be in the perfect position. Crossfire, perhaps. Swinging on the contact of Yedege, who's picked up the double. The outlaw in full effect, and it's coming back for more. Still hungry for Famzy, who's trapped in the corner, and he ain't getting out today. 11-1. We had a round for GX, and that's about it. Now they move to their defensive side and, well, buckle in for one of the cleanest defenses we've ever seen, or for a break coming very soon.
Yeah, I think we've seen this before. 1 to 13 versus Gentlemates. Oh, there's a Taylor Swift song that fits that, isn't that, Sue? I think I've seen this one before, that one. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Except the fact that I did quite like the ending. Never mind. The thing is, this is such a rough position to try and come back from. Again, like, FUT have just looked unbelievable. So much depth in terms of the individual players that can pop off. Yedege's now at the top of the board. Mr. Farland, by the way, died once that whole half. There's not really many, if any, positives to try and put into this scenario either. A pistol is a necessity. Ooh. Nice start for Purpo. Cloud alongside him. At least doing a lot of damage in this one. It's not quite going to be flawless, but about as good as you can get.
Well, they've doubled up. That's at least something. Long road ahead of GX to get back into this game. And to be honest, it starts with round 2. This side of FUT, seen them many times, invest nothing into a round like this. Maybe just buy one Sheriff up, give it a CNED, see what he can do. And they've made these rounds work, and it's maps like Split. Narrow angles where they can get close and use those little classics to have Ada Captain right-click 4 people. That round lives in my memory. Well, that round, which one is the correct response? There's been so damn many. Let's see if FUT can upset them yet again, although I think we can all agree we'd rather see GX take this round. We need a little bit of life injected into that defensive side.
Yeah, the next map is one that it's not bad for them. We've seen them play Lotus. Last 3 times they played it, they've won. But yeah, I think they need a bit of a warm-up here. Vitinho is going to get traded out. He was someone in their previous victory on this map, ended 28-16. I find it hard to believe that that's going to be happening again. And while Mr. Farland, he is going to go down again. I think he's had more deaths in this half than the last.
Well, that's not hard when he died once in the previous, and they've lost both rounds, yeah. It seems to me that when you kill Mr. Fallen, you win the round. So a new strategy, go and find him. But probably don't do that, actually. That would be a terrible approach to the defense. I think for they're not going to be worrying until you're seeing like 8 rounds on the board. At that point, maybe we get a pause, but for now, at least, they can just coast it, ride the waves, and see where it takes them. GX, decent investment, 3 rifles, Bulldog, and a Guardian. It's not a bad follow-up round, and that's really what you want to see from this squad. Still with plenty of credits left in the back bar for Vitinho, and almost the fight for Purpo. I think they did see him just round the corner. They're ready for the jump peek. It's not a jump. Bullets whiz over his head. Initial fight not going FUT's way. But they're spread out. They're holding the mid and the A push, allowing GX to step forward into their trap, although we are seeing a very passive defensive side. Not much movement over there.
That's patient. Again, I think just expecting a potential mistake. This is as good as a bonus round as you're going to get, really, for the side of GX. They've made sure they've got rifles. The trip hasn't been stopped naturally. Hoodie's just pre-fire. That's another smoke kill for him. He's been causing them problems, and with that trip still active, not particularly easy to get past. This time they're ready for the spray to come through the smoke, but all they've done is break a trip, and there's only 30 seconds on the clock.
At least gotten a paranoia out of Vitinho, but yeah, the time is the real concern for this squad. Definitely looking to link up on B, but there's a smoke out on A, trying to keep those players in position. Although, as we can see, Vitinho is suspecting that the play is on the other side of the map. He's made the right read. He'll be here to reinforce the squad. 12 seconds, it's time to go. If FUT can just slow them down, this round might be done, and that's the double. Spike dropped, and I think it stayed up top. There's no way to get that to the site, and Ada Captain doesn't make it out of B main, sending it back to their spawn to carry the weapon forward. And 11-4 we go. A great response from GX. All players surviving, some upgrades as well, and if you are going to start a comeback, an Andalusia Flawless is probably the way to go.
Yeah, I really like the setup as well that has been put into play by Hoodie and Vitinho. Basically just using that smoke to create an angle that's awkward enough for you to try and destroy the trip, and then just waiting and basically pre-firing any angle that they try and actually break it from. It just makes taking mid so much more awkward, especially if you don't, say, have like a blast pack or a nade or something that you can actually throw into that corner. So a decent round from GX again. The road back is treacherous. And even a round like this could have its problems. That's not the start they were looking for already. And a captain is going to put this onto a solo site hold for Famzy. And he's got to be wary of his flank.
I like his positioning. He's going to move up to Heaven to try and reunite with Vitinho so they can fight from both these angles. But Ada Captain's managed to find one, swapping out the weapon. He's got a new set of ammo and a third kill as a result. This is a bit devastating for GX. Although the players left alive are mostly playing just with pistols. Look at the flank from Yedege. It's underway. Remember, you know, at this point, the only way the GX are going to be focusing is forward. They're not thinking about someone having snuck up behind them. The cam didn't catch them, and now the result is clear. A free kill. Oh, no. Okay, a free kill. We didn't see that from Yedege. Hoodie is executed before he can react. We'll leave it at that. 1 versus 3. Purpo's dash is not good enough. Too many players ready to swing. And a pay safeguard Thrifty that puts FUT on map point.
Ada Captain's on today. And that normally means GG. When this guy is in the mood, in the zone, it is so difficult to play against. And that was ultimately just him pushing. Like, look at where the rest of the team are. They're all just sat outside A waiting behind a smoke. They're not even moving. Now they're in the site, and he's already killed another couple of players. And honestly, I think if the gap was a little bit less from Hoodie, I think he takes the whole team. Like, that was just his round. We didn't need that in the replay. 12-4. It looked like there was maybe a little bit of a fake comeback in GX, but it seems like it's even shorter than expected. Bit like you.
That's not, people tell me I'm taller than they think. That's the one good side of you always chatting smack, is people are like, oh, you're actually like a normal height. Every time. And that makes me at least a little happy.
I've never heard anyone say that.
You're never around, Tom.
Was it Dryad?
What the hell, man? There's no, right, we're all in this together. We're just getting bullied by you on the daily.
Good.
Well, 12-4. FUT, one more round needed, 8 chances to do it. It's not looking good for that GX squad. They've at least got a bit of wind in their sails now, and hopefully they can carry that through to the next. In terms of momentum, it is very much shifting towards FUT. Opening, second opening for Yedege. Doesn't get much better than that. Now all they've got to do is cross up in Heaven. And there are 2 players waiting for them, but look who's coming up on the rope. Krax is ready. And they're actually not going to go for it. Instead, spinning it in the other direction with the information, leaving a lurk back behind Purpo, caught off by the jump up, and Ada Captain's cleaned up in Vent. Well, they know where the last player is. He's got 70 HP, 4 opponents to take down in an ace clutch, and then 7 more rounds in a row to win. I mean, it's a big task, and it's a big fail on that one. 13-4 for FUT, a dominant performance on GX's map pick, and up next is Lotus, Tom. Chances are looking slim.
Yep, it's going to have to be a comeback for the ages, otherwise this is the end of the road for GX. We'll see if they can make it happen after the break.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. Ay, Caballo Grande. Ay, Dolor de Nieve. But, in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Let's do something crazy. Get a bit wild today. Cause we don't do this every day and we deserve it. Life is so amazing. Nothing is in our way. Baby, let's fly away. Do you feel it? Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm. Just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us come alive. Oh, what makes us come alive? Ooh, let's break some rules. No, we don't always have to be good. Don't always have to do things that we should. We'll feed the fire. Let's see it through and let go of what's holding us back. Just light it up and we'll burn through the past and take it higher. Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm. Just you and I. You and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm. Just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm. Just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm. Just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm. Just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm. Just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us.
FUT are proving why they are just one of the best teams here in EMEA with a dominant start against GX. I'm your hosting, so I'm back here with Kukuka and Ash. I mean, we already talked about it. The map pool might look good for GX, but in the end of the day, they're still going up against an extremely well-coordinated team.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it with the 6-0 start, then Giant X, they finally managed to find one round in a sea of a lot of FUT rounds, realistically. And it comes down to a lot of the control that FUT were able to find on that defense side. They looked for a lot of that push and pull across the map as well. And in a moment, we will see how Giant X look to regroup and go back over towards B main here. But you have that deep line that's already being held by Adacaptan, and you have Yedijay looking to back him up here as well. And the utility from FUT this entire game was sublime. The coordination that we saw coming out from them, they really showed us why they are one of the best teams within our region. You're about to see the paranoia that's thrown out here by Adacaptan, and then it's just the synergy and being able to throw these swings and zones off these players. They go back for that angle and then the neural theft as well, just to be able to solidify that last pick.
And one of the words that you mentioned that I think it's key is control. I think that for FUT on their defense, it was all about that. It's all about the push and pull. We saw Giant X trying so many things, from leaving a lurker behind, from trying to 5-man push. Some of the duels that FUT were winning, like some of those multi-kills happening in the time span of 2 seconds, maybe should have not happened. But hey, it did. And Giants were not prepared to go on top of that. To me, it was also the aggression. As we were seeing on round 3, I believe that it happened throughout the entirety of the defense. You think if you're Giant X that at some point you're gonna have some room to breathe, to plan, to strategically improve around, but against these things you cannot. The perfect synergy with Adacaptan, Mr. Fallen, and CNED, like the smokes are always in place, the stuns, everything is ready to follow up CNED on this performance. Sometimes, you know, he gets the kill, sometimes he doesn't, but look at how deep he goes. They were in control of the situation, of the pacing that they were deciding for this map, and this is why we saw such a dominant work from them.
Yeah, and he was netting all over them, Charles, doing his best. But this is the problem. I think we talk about preparation when it comes to these teams, and I think it was very obvious that in this match, Giant X were going to pick split. Either they were going to pick split or they were going to flow to 100% so they can have it as map 3. And Gaius and the players, I think they knew. I think they probably catered their game plan around this. But as we take a look at Charles Neddington in the AIM Labs warm-up, I think things are about to get even more difficult as we head to Lotus. Now, the last time these two teams faced each other, they had Icebox as the second map. That's when GX were actually able to take a map off of them, but Icebox is not going to be the second map, and it looks like, Ash, if things carry on the way that they did on Split, GX might just be eliminated today.
The thing that I'm looking towards, though, is despite how disparaging this scoreline was on Split, we still saw Giant X hyping each other up on that stage, still bringing that energy, and that does leave me a little bit more hopeful for a Lotus, where we've seen a bit of a back and forth as far as the consistency of FUT on this map. It's been ups and downs. They lost 7-13 up against Koi in week 1. Granted, that was their super week as well, but Giant X have looked a lot more consistent on Lotus in comparison. But again, it's still FUT that they're facing up against, and we're likely seeing CNED unleashed on that.
And we need to see what's going to happen with the agents, of course.
Yeah, let's take a look at agent select here. Well, there's going to be some changes. How are we feeling about this?
So Fancy's directly slotting into what Bretgar was going to be doing. Not only that, remember that this is FUT's map pick, and Giant X is joining the teams that want to start, that prefer to start on the defense here on this map. The problem is if FUT keep going on this strategic, I'm going to say dominance, and how assertive they are and how CNED is so well set up is going to be more than difficult.
It's really difficult because they're looking at the fact that there's really no room for Giant X to breathe. And again, now being on the attacking side, FUT are even more enabled to try and control the pace of the game. But I'm really going to have my eyes on Purpo to try and shake that up against FUT, looking towards some of those aggressive plays over towards Rubble, over towards Mound on C as well, playing that push and pull, and just trying to push them back on the attack.
Well, this is the thing. It's a must to win Giant X. They have to force a map 3. Otherwise, if they get 2-0'd here, Mitch and Tom, they will be eliminated from playoff contention.
Well, it's a big map and the pressure is on, Tom. We gotta hope that there's a big change from what we saw in the first. Inside of GX, I feel like they just didn't get started on their own map. Do you expect it to be different defensive side Lotus?
I think it's definitely going to be difficult. I will say, defensive side, Lotus, last time they played versus Na'Vi, their retakes were solid. They did really well. They had an 8-4 defensive half. They won 13-9. the previous 2 times in the split before, they beat Vitality and Liquid here.
Good.
In multiple overtimes. So
Right.
it was a very close map.
17-15.
For the side of FUT, I almost wonder if they're picking this to like workshop it a little bit more, because they had a big win versus Na'Vi and then lost to Koi. So I think it's a map that's a little bit more in the middle for them, even though they've had some incredible attack sides in the past, including 6-0 versus Na'Vi and a 9-3 versus Fnatic last split. So they're not a bad Lotus team. I just think it might be something they're working on a bit.
You can see that off the side of FUT. They've picked it. They are on the attack side, setting the pace. It certainly was an interesting one when it came to the rifles. Quick peek out of GX, trying to get right back into the fight, but Purpo sent running. Good paranoia, slowed them down. Now moving towards the backside is Krax. He's having a tough time getting involved, but Ada Captain was there to support. Still is. There are so many tagged up players on GX. Bullets landing, but the attackers thinning out, down to just 2. Big play needed. Yedeje and Ada Captain both trapped in tree, but they've got sight over the spike itself. Nice shot to start. Yedeje with a big task. Despite the HP being low, it's enough for GX to take the pistol.
He's a little bit unlucky. The one player he shot first was the only one that still had health. Anybody else goes down immediately and he has a chance to maybe correct his aim a little bit quicker. Wasn't quite the case though. And for GX, winning a pistol round, well, they won the second in the last map, but getting off to a strong start here is going to be integral. As I said, like, this is not a bad map for them whatsoever, but you also have to bear in mind that I believe all of those previous matches were with Redguard. So this will be the time where we have FAMZI in there, which, okay, for a lot of people is looking like an upgrade, at least on an individual level. But I feel like this is a map where actually Redguard was pretty comfortable.
Yeah, there's a lot to be made up for there, perhaps, and the GX we'll see later on. When we move towards the push and the pull of this map, when the rifles are out, how the round-to-round has changed, perhaps to benefit them, we'll see. A lot of utility awaiting this seat push from FUT, and a lot of players too. They've already rotated in a second and a third member, and Purpo's the one taking that opening fight, building up the ultimate just 3 away. And very low risk to this round for him as well. He's the guy with the pistol, the one that can afford to go down. With 3 players stacked up on C, FUT decided to take the orb, fake the walk back, the run back for a moment. They maybe think that the presence is going to A, wall goes up, doors opened, and that's where GX think, oh, it's A, rotate. But the dog's seen everything, and Vitinho's still ready to take that fight. It hasn't worked out for FUT. The mind game's not functional, and lots of controls still for the GX side without a sweat to be broken. They'll have a tough time finding any value. And in rounds like this, we often do just talk about it as damage. That's a lot of damage. 13 HP left on Cloud, but he still survives, holds on a moment longer.
Oh, hopefully they've got some tape for that. Nice shot from CNED. Plant will be in, so at least a little bit. Okay, that's 2 kills now. I don't expect much more, and thankfully already Krax is going to be dealt with. CNED, even an extra kill here would be wonderful. He's got to almost pre-fire the angles, and Purpo will shut down the shenanigans of the opposing duelist. Something else I think definitely worth highlighting is I've loved seeing Purpo play this Neon. I think he's an absolute tank just running around the map, and I think it's an agent that suits him better than most. I think a lot have sort of tried to adapt to this agent for the meta. I feel like for him, it just suits his playstyle.
Well, so far he's been having good results, just 1 away from the ult coming out. And, well, when this replay finishes, I guess we'll see if he's going to stick with the buy. Yeah, there's an operator in his hands right now. He saved the Guardian, dropped it to Cloud, and said, yeah, I've got a bit of cash. Yeah.
That's the, like, it's not a gun I expected to see, and this is definitely not the spot I expected to see it in.
Even like if you're a chamber, maybe you can TP right back, but Purpo's going to have a tough time. He can run quickly.
He can slide to the left. But if he goes down, he can't take it back now, y'all.
For God's sake. Oh, help me. Help me. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Tom. He can't take it back now, y'all. I like to see if he goes around that angle. Oh, no hops this time. He's straight out of the round. Hoodie trying to trade out, but with the Sheriff in his hat, he gets one. He gets CNED up top. Nice, clean correction. Out of captain, 11 HP, and he's leading the charge. Okay, happy to be traded out. Didn't see that one coming. 2 versus 3. Op on the floor. Chance for GX maybe to just run in, nab it, and get out of there. We'll see what the decision-making leads to. But, well, it's not like they need the credits for the next. This was their bonus, and they can make it costly in a 2 versus 3. A few shots on the cracks, and this round could be theirs. Oh, let's rethink it now.
Oh. Yeah, that's another Mr. Fallen shot. 1 HP. Even still, Fatinho's found another kill. These is getting a little bit shaky, but, well, a 1v2 with 1 health. Not going to be working out. I wouldn't say that one was real smooth by FUT, but even still, they're still going to be able to buy into this next round. It may have a few pieces missing here and there, maybe some lighter shields necessary, but I think they're going to be able to juggle around all the weaponry. And of course, for the defense, still going to have a purchase here, along with the overdrive available for Purpo. It's not a bad round, but that was sort of the risk. It's like he has to take very aggressive pushes around the map, and FUT on their attack a lot of the time are going to play as a death ball, as most will, with Yedege on the one side. You get it wrong, you run into that death ball with an operator, the best you can do is get 1 kill.
You get it right, you walk into Yedege, and who knows?
And the best you can do is get 0 kills.
It depends where he is. Yeah, we've had FUT early on. I think updraft was just used by CNED to peek his head above the pillar. See that mound control was being conceded, having fallen back. Fatinho gives the space, but calls for the rotates. 2 players coming to help. It's Purpo and Famzy now close on C, with Hoodie playing inside the beacon in an aggressive spot. This is what it all hinges on, is Cloud. He's pushed up on A, holding the contact around rubble. There's a dog on deep. It's spotted 3, in fact. That is huge, the timing there. A second earlier, and it wouldn't have seen anything. Instead, Cloud was ready for the fight, but he loses it, and now the pressure's on. I'm not sure that Hoodie should compete for this, and if he falls back, okay, Flash sees nothing, but if he falls back, they lose their information. Although it looks like the read. Oh, FUT are going back and forth here. It's like a yo-yo. They were going out, they dodged the flash, they leave the space, and now they're right back in. Perfectly sold fake.
This round fake. Almost reminisces of their old comp,
30
where it just
left.
relied on Cena getting an opener, but the thing is, when you have one of the best entry fraggers in the world, you can rely on that, frustratingly, because you talk about that last map, I'm talking crossfires, stuns, flashes, like all these cool little traps set up of util. CNED walked out, headshot first guy, walk out, headshot second guy, round over, plant spike. See you later, goodbye, my name's CNED, I'm better than you.
Nice to meet you. I feel like, in general, yeah, this round for FUT, it's textbook. They slide it to the right, and they slide it to the left. They freeze, and what do? After GX have rotated all the way to C again, that they're convinced that, yeah, they've left A, they've gone to C, then they take it back now, y'all. It is perfect. You saw this coming, Tom. There was no Chris. There was none of that. Just the other stuff happened.
Is there anyone on Giant Eggs called Chris? Because he would be quite cross right now. No, I'm going to stop.
Okay, I regret. I'm sorry I brought that back up. That was me. That was my fault that time.
Well, we wait out the time. Oh, just get owned. On purpose, I'll play a little pixel angle, maybe catch myself a kill instead. Cracks are just taking his head clean off, and after the pistol and second round, well, it seems like we might have us. Yeah, it is a very early GX pause, but with the way this round went, as said, like, there wasn't really anything special here from the side of FUT. When we went back to that old composition where they were running like a Sage and no initiators, when that comp is fundamentally bad, but the thing that worked for them was exactly what they did in this round. CNED would take an aggressive peek, and if you don't hit that shot immediately, he will, even if he doesn't know where you are. And that's the thing, it's like we see a lot of players, I think Brave has been my favorite example this season, where he plays very aggressively around that rubble area, but he's able to get so much value because he has that maneuverability. For Cloud, his reliance is on hitting that first shot, and against a team like FUT, you can't lose that battle. And I want to see more. I want to see more of what you can do to avoid that happening, because that's a raw aim fight that has turned the round on its head.
Yeah, and that is what led to that double fake being so successful, the space taken, the fact that they can fall back, see that GX go to panic stations. Remember, it was essentially a 3-stack towards C, with the only player left on that side of the map being a Sky of Hoodie inside A Link. Hoodie flashes out, doesn't see anybody, and I think that's what gets FUT to go, okay, they've seen none of us there now after the initial fight, after we should be around rubble. They're not going to rotate to A. They're not going to stack it up. It was a perfect read of the space that was being conceded, of the adjustments that GX were putting through. Now, the defensive side, they've got rifles out, but there's a lot of weaknesses. Bulldogs, Guardians coming through. The shot's not landing on the spams early. Oh, nice few shots there. I like it. But it won't amount to much. GX get early control, they have rubble, and now a better setup. I like the fact that Famsi
This is very similar to what I was talking about with BBL. This is exactly what they do. The 4-man aggressive push, the quick move back. Interestingly, they've actually stacked up the other side. He has paranoia, which could potentially get him out of there. He's still going to take the fight, and well, he gets one. Guess what? CNED's going to trade it. It leaves Cloud in a pretty rough position, but he's actually going to use their own wall against him, and yet he's made it past. He's made it past. They've not seen each other. The battle is everything. Because of that, it leaves an opening on that side of the map. You have to now gamble players back in the other direction, and he's going to get them all the information.
He's actually used their Skydog as a signal of when he could push. It came out from C all the way down Mound and stopped just around the corner from where he is right now. He was exactly where he is now. Yedege outside C, grabbed himself the space around the Mound. The timing was perfect, and I think he got a bit surprised to see Vitinho there too, but, well, he adjusts correctly, finds the kill. And as a result, they walk into B with a free plant inside a Viper's pit, and outside it is CNED. They can't even get near the toxins, and they're already depleted. Again, the word save starts to float around, especially knowing you're going through a pit for this retake. It's just not worth committing what few credits you can bring through to the next round, which might even mean Purpo saving a Bulldog here.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well was Cloud had Nightfall. So he had the one good counter to that ultimate, and the second he's dead, I think that's probably why CNED's playing in front of it. He's going to try and stop you being able to get any positioning. But this is the thing, like we'll always have arguments where there is compositions that might be fundamentally better if you run a different agent. Like I think it's fairly common when you look at a map like Lotus that you're... That's rough.
He was
right. It's fairly common that you're running Neon or you're running Raze. Anybody who argues that CNED should be playing something else has never watched him play. Because he goes on to Jet. Again, his utility is almost irrelevant. It just seems like he just... The second he locks in that agent, here's a few voice lines. His headshot percentage hits 100.
GX, 3 pistols. A lot of weaknesses for the squad to work with. One player spotted aggressively in the angle, and they've got a stun. They're not going to put it through, though. Instead, dry peeking him, and Purpo's taking full advantage of that mistake. Yedege and CNED down and out of the round, and now the weaknesses for GX, well, they can go back and pick those rifles up later. And even for now, without those rifles recovered, they've got the advantages in numbers. That's all they need now to group up, play this one as a unit, and even better that there's an alarm bot sitting outside C with a lot of information to work around. This is going to be a tough one for FUT to get back into. They're at least...
Timing.
You're dead! You're dead! And both those rifles are now recoverable. It's Purpo's 3rd kill of the round, and he caught them doing housekeeping.
Yeah, I don't think they expected anybody to reaggress, and why these fights have not been favorable in any scenario. The multi-kill king in a 1v5, it would be the best of them so far, and he's going to get nothing. And Andalucia flawless for GX to bounce back onto the board, and well, Purpo take a bow. That was impressive.
Well, you talk about needing a way back into the game. I think that is it just gifted to you. What an unbelievable display from Purpo. That one less so. I mean, he killed a man with his back turned, but it's the first 2 kills.
He still hit the headshot.
He did.
That's the thing. That was the hardest to hit.
I think the guy was jumping as well.
Let's go!
Yeah, he's fired up, and understandably, that round is going to suck to lose. And you know what, FUT? I'm going to say it. A little taste of your own medicine here, okay? You've made a lot of teams feel like that over the course of the last 2 seasons. Now they get to taste it themselves, and tying up the scoreline as well. Vitinho opens it up with a kill to Mr. Fallen. The man who couldn't die last map now eliminated early on. Yedege, there was a world where he got both, and I almost felt like we lived in it. Not this time.
Cloud jump peeking again. Shot. Missed. He's actually going to go like the risky fight. He's done that a couple of times, and it's a round where ultimately You had a man advantage. He had the information because the player already shot. Just decided to take a gamble, and that gamble has not paid off. At a captain's position here is all going to come down to timing. Vitinho is watching, though, a good read, ready to try and catch those players. And although the Rolling Thunder is now online, the advantage definitely sits when you look at those ultimates for the defense.
Oh, they're going to fight up to the spawn. With a lot of utility on... Where's Cracks going? Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this, Tom. They're splitting. Let's see where the positions end up, because I thought Cracks was going in towards Tree. Instead, he breaks the Seeker, he goes back, he's with his teammate. Now I like it again. But the problem is, they're going to be locked out.
He can just Rolling Thunder out this, though. This back corner, they can try and take the space, and then he's going to Rolling Thunder and get that space right back. There you go. The second they try and get into the site, it's not actually going to help them that much. Aftershock to slow them down. The time is ticking, but they need to start hitting some shots if they're going to hold this. Peek out already. There's one, but the trade is immediate. But that clock really is ticking, and they don't know where CNET is. It's just going to come down to Purple, but he's run out of time. That Rolling Thunder bought so much on the clock. The kills did enough, and FUT are going to be able to hold on to the round with a Red Bull clutch.
Gorgeous read in that position. Even playing forward, when I saw them split, and again, I thought one was going Heaven, one was going Tree with a Rolling Thunder in play. This would have been a big gamble splitting up like that, but instead, grouping, playing it together, eating down the utility, and then being able to sit in that position. Oh, why do you think you're able to put the Rolling Thunder down as Cracks? It's because you got CNET covering up top. You know that peak isn't coming through from spawn. They needed that control. They played every bit of it just as they should. 3-4, lead back in FUT's hands, but the rifles have come out yet again. GX might have light shields on all of their players, pardon me, and an ultimate to work with in the Nightfall, but it's FUT that are positioned best economically in winning this. They'll crush their opponent's economy and leave them in a pretty rough position at 5-3, likely 6-3, and they just run away with the half. This is a big round for GX to get on the board.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get nervous every time I see Cloud aggressive play. It seems like a risk a lot of the time. The TP into the site. He's got the read wrong, though, and that one's for free. Cloud made it back, and there hasn't been a punish. Still having utility to try and deny. It's going to be a battle towards Hoodie, and he's caught switching between aiming in and aiming out. Now Purpo's the man to fight. It's a little bit awkward, and he's ended up stuck in the mud as well. Full commitment from these fights for the players of GX, and well, it now puts the advantage back with FUT again.
Coutinho's thinking about peeking. It's just for the information, I guess. He's backed off now. Early read was around Cloud's aggression. Now they wait for him to re-aggress into this position. Yennege's lurk expected but not dealt with. The clean first shot cam up. He's not going to activate it. He's just trying to draw their crosshair for a moment, but Famzy focused in, finds the first. Unable to land out of Captain, and he snuck away. This could be a problem now. The crossfire has become a big issue. The stun in play, not even needed. Gorgeous stuff from the side of FUT, and this is devastating for GX. They had the credits. Now, it's going to be that little closer for a lot of these players. It's a question of do you buy or don't you, and for FUT, an opportunity to further extend that scoreline.
CNET has been so good at bringing these rounds back. But that's the thing, I feel like there's been now maybe 3+ rounds that we've seen where GX have had an advantage and they've done something that's let it slip away. In this case, I'm a little bit more forgiving. Like, you had an attempted delay on both players and just CNET just destroyed Hoodie. Like, I don't even know what you could do from that scenario. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a world where GX could easily be in the lead here. It's just that FUT have been so good at bringing back these rounds.
So many of them, yeah. I saw it from round 2 or 3. Nice shot by CNET. That was one of the pistols eliminated, still 2. Famzy used the ult to rotate quickly. Nightfall might be expanded for this round.
Okay.
The wall bangs caught Cracks. Now I think they'll commit it. They want to send themselves in to try and make this round work. Hell, it happened before, and Purpo only had a pistol that time. The next set of spams, not landing, but the Nightfall's in.
Good combo.
Purpo's quickly up close, ready to take the fight. CNET around the side of the smoke, won't be challenged just yet. A lot of this attack is coming down to Ada Captain. He slowed them, and now they're waiting for him to re-emerge from the smoke. In fact, running down the clock, bit by bit, allowing his teammates to regain their senses.
There he is.
And then he strikes. There's a reason they were worried about him for the last 30 seconds, and you see it there. 6-3 now for FUT. And they have flown into the lead.
Yeah, again, the early stages of this map looked like it was going to be potentially even a lead for GX, but you get into these post plants, and even though some of them have been close, even though some of them could have gone the other way, you're now looking at 6 of the last 7 rounds going in favor of FUT. CNED's popping off. It's unfortunate again, because I see GX have a paranoia, Nightfall, and a stun all towards the back of the site. They're just unable to move forward. And I think it was Anacaptain that was just able to delay them just enough that then the rest of the players, well, they're not decayed anymore. They don't have a problem going for those refaces. But for GX now, this is, again, it's starting to get worrying. You're getting to a point where, what, you're 7 rounds away from your year being over. Like, that's what we're currently talking about.
It's heavy.
You have to realize we are currently in July. 9th of July is where GX could be done for the year. Like, okay, sure, we talk about the off-season, but that's not the VCT. That's not where you're competing for champions. And yeah, although even if they manage to turn this series around from this point onwards, they still might not make it through. If they lose this map, it is over. They are done. There is no way that they can make it through to that final stage. And while I'm sure there's a few other teams looking at their terrifying tiebreaker options, they'll be a little bit happy about that.
A wise man once said, good times make good memories, bad times make good lessons. And I think for GX, they've been taught a few lessons this year.
They're gonna have a long time to think about that.
Yeah, well, listen, they've had a long time to think about some of the previous losses they've had, and especially when you look at this map, the amount of rounds they've put in. Go ahead.
Can you go up to Pipson and say that after the game?
No, I would fear for my safety. But now, for GX, let's see if they can apply what they've learned. We've had a timeout, and now it's time to course correct data. Captain again! This guy just doesn't stop. When times are bleak for his opponents, he comes in and turns the lights out. My goodness. 4 versus 3, and a Viper's Pit activated. Again, for GX, in a normal round, you start to think about saving at this point, but I'm not sure they can afford that anymore.
Yeah, he's at least a little bit low, but no ultimates to play with. Nightfall expended in the previous round. I bet they wish they had it now. Clearing out this pit is definitely not going to be easy, and you can see they've left Anacaptain in the corner. His only goal is to survive. The rest is just going to try and defend him, make it so much more difficult to get anything with the pit. Nice shot from Purpo, but that time is ticking. Snakebite going to make it even lower. Sees, will catch, cracks. It makes it awkward for him. Another kill for Purpo, and a captain's still standing though, and he's just doing it all himself. Looking for the ace. He was just a split second away from getting it, and he's going to hunt for it. He's trying to chase down Purpo. That's exactly what he'll get. And a captain survives the round while acing against GX.
Man, that's gotta suck. You call a timeout. All right, guys, we need this round. This is our round. We fight back. Here's the strategy. A, B, C. And this guy comes out and aces your goddamn round.
A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's all you needed. 5 kills. Locked in. Yeah, and that's it. The morale at an all-time high. This guy doesn't give a damn. He's doing it so frequently, it's lost all feeling now. He's like, oh, yeah, whatever. An ace, was it? I got 5? Cool.
Yeah.
How many rounds we got?
Viper's Pit as well. Like, I don't, like, the second that's activated, I think he had 46 HP or something when he
48,
started.
somewhere around there, yeah.
When he started in that Viper's Pit.
And he just pulls out a shorty and starts just gatting them down. Hunts them into their spawn. Yeah, I would say a confidence builder if I didn't think FUT already had the confidence sky high.
He looked so confident after that.
It's one of those rounds that GX are not going to want to learn a lesson of. You just want to forget about those ones. That is a very bad time.
Well, they still have a buy. Couple of Guardians in play. Blaze Storm for Cena, but he hasn't really needed it. Up and above, he goes straight into the hands of Hoodie. An audacious attempt. Maybe going for style points at this time of the game, but already 7 rounds on their attack, looking stellar. And as said, there's been advantages many times, opening kills many times for GX. Can they finally convert one?
I think we finally just seen what happens when CNET runs into the whole team, or 3 players, right? He dives in, can't isolate a duel, gets dropped. Okay, no problem. 3A, nobody B. Leave out lurkers like Mr. Fallen to try and catch them late. Yedijay's position. Look at his position inside of B main. This is unprecedented. They've dropped out a captain but forgot about their back. Mr. Mr. Fallen gets it, and now they're focused everywhere, but behind, just one player, Cloud, watching it still, wary that Yedeje might round the corner, and he's got his reward. It's a messy fight. Cracks with the flash, but it's already halved. He needs to swing now, and it's too late. They've got it across the line. Another big round for Purpo. Cloud cleaning up Yedeje's flank as well. A pivotal part of taking this across the line. One more to compete for, and 5 possible at the half. Look, it's far from over, but it is looking pretty bleak for GX.
Yeah, that's the first round after a 4-round streak, and even still it leaves the economy in a pretty awkward position. I will say GX going onto the attack, if they have 5 rounds, that's really not too bad. And I have to admit, this has been, I think the last couple of weeks, we're starting to really see the Purple that everybody was raving about.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is 15-6 versus FUT, and it's not like FUT have been playing a bad game. Like, CNED is on point, Captain's definitely on point. So I think whether this is the end of their journey or not, he's going to be someone I definitely want to see in the league next year.
At least 2 of the round wins they have are off Purpo, coming out of nowhere with a 3K. That's 2 out of 4. And I think he's heavily involved in the others as well, so yeah, his impact has been huge. Shining light for this squad. Rolling Thunder used, finds nobody. A much more passive hold out of Cloud. I like that he's swapping his position, switching it up, keeping foot on their feet, meaning utility falls dry. Big flank underway. Players spotted and Yedeje still tucked in, and they might have time to clear it now, having already seen him. The stun goes through. They've got him isolated, blinded up, and dealt with, but he still gets one. Famzy, though, has recovered, finding himself the double, putting them ahead by 2, and now the death ball into the A site commences with Cracks and Captain having the world on their shoulders, some utility to slow them down, but it's the fights. When these fights come through, they shouldn't be isolated, but they are! It's Captain again! 3 kills, and Cloud with it all to do. He has to find Cracks, who snuck into the corner, and he's done it! Just about recovered on this round. The time, the only remaining enemy, and it will be close. But not close enough. 0.32 of a second for the Red Bull clutch from Cloud. Gorgeous play, but that came a little too close for my comfort.
It's not. If I saw that in a different FPS game, I'm reporting him for cheating. Because it, like, genuinely, those kills were just ridiculous. Like, it was just predicting the movement of every single player.
He's upset he didn't get 4.
No, he's looking at everyone else going, guys. Like, I bet after that he was like, yeah, we probably should have done a bit better in that round. 7-5. Honestly, considering the way a lot of those rounds went, I feel like GX getting out of that with 5, especially towards the end, it's not too bad. Like, they're now going to go into the attack. If Purpo can keep popping, they still have a chance. I will be saying, like, for them to win with their current trajectory, he needs to get like 40 kills, but that, which is not the greatest sign, but hopefully with those last couple, we're going to see a couple more wake up. Already an aggressive stance to try and defend this C site, and B is left completely open.
I'm out of here.
It will be an afterplant, but I'm guessing by FUT, this was by design.
Cam destroyed as well. It was still up for a while for FUT. They've seen enough players make it through. I think at least 3 with the steps, and they're wary that Cloud wasn't seen, that he could be around here. I love this late play by FUT. The fact that they go around rubble. 3 players clearing that angle. Even 1 going on the left while the other 2 are right. They had all their bases covered. Yedeje's picked up Vitinho. It's looking quite bad now for the attackers. GX need a hero, and they won't find one. Not unless it's Hoodie, stuck behind a smoke. 4 players to take down, and the spike already diffusing halfway. He's got a swing. He does well to even find the one before CNED roots him out. It takes the diffuse, so he's now halfway to getting that Blade Storm after round 1.
Yeah, a pistol under their belt. There's only going to make things that little bit worse. Obviously, GX managed to have that little boost in the first half with the pistol, but again, solid utility to set up some of these kills, and then, well, CNED. CNED with a few extra star points towards the end. He's been great. Him and Captain joint. Well, and Purple, in fact. All 16 and 8. In terms of this round, a minimal investment. Purple's going to potentially put something extra into a pistol. I think even then he's realizing that in this case it's maybe not worth it.
I'll find you.
Early push, quite aggressive by Purpo, but he's fallen back. Grouped up with the team now, and they have a decision to make. Go through the smoke. Opening the door is a bit of a ruse. It's all to go through that door, straight towards Mr. Fallen. He's up very close, too close for comfort in a round like this with so many weaknesses. And GX haven't committed. They went in, took the space, now fighting their way back, and it's straight into Captain. He's only good for 2. And up against the pistols, he's done quite a bit of damage. But it gives them a chance now to take those nasty close positions and maybe find some value.
It's definitely not going to be easy. Still have the flashes of cracks, the paranoia as well. Cam can even clear an angle if they need to. Vitinho with the Bulldog is going to be the main threat. And he's going walkabouts. He's trying to find somebody wrapping this close angle. Flash not going to affect him, but already those fights have not gone his way. Famzy left alone. Anything would be nice, but in fact, it will be absolutely nothing. All the weaponry will be kept through for FUT, and okay, a plant's going to put a few extra credits in the pockets of GX. Ultimately isn't going to affect that next round. And of course, they're putting more obs onto CNED.
2 away from a Blade Storm can be a good recovery if they lose this upcoming round. And as you said, yeah, they keep their weaponry, but there are a lot of weaknesses. 2 Spectres, got the Bulldog and an Outlaw to work with. It seems like Prax is going to be investing into a rifle as well. It's not the healthiest of buys, but that Outlaw can do a lot of work. On this map in particular, especially defensive side, I'm a huge fan of it. There's so many nasty angles you can hold.
Think about their last map. They almost won it cleanly in the round where they had a bonus. So we know that on the defensive side, FUT can be devastating. And yeah, I agree. Like, CNED is going to be one of the major threats. They're going to avoid him in this early round. But that also means that he's taken an awful lot of map control. So you can already see a gamble back towards the B site, while GX pressure and probe to try and find a spot. Maybe hope for an empty B site. It's not going to be the case. A couple of players here, but again, the weaponry not favorable.
Not a huge amount of information either, just Mr. Fallen close, and the paranoia has pushed them back for a moment. It was traded. Oh, damage is huge. With support from further back, Reveal is in, and it's caught 1 kill. Oh, Yedajay's in trouble, but he's made it out while CNED picks up 1. Having come through the door, he's down to a classic, and lit Hoodie enough that a spam through the smoke was enough to take him down. The slide out from Purpo into the waiting arms of Captain confirms it. 10 rounds on the board for FUT. And that was a round GX really needed, coming out of a pistol and the follow-up. That was their chance to put 1 on the board.
It's interesting as well, because I feel like the Spectre for a lot of teams is quite an unpopular choice nowadays.
Sure.
Like, you lean towards the Stingers, but FUT have now, I would say, won both bonus rounds off the back of Spectres. Like, just off solid stuns. I think there was a stun from Cracks that helped out Mr. Farland. He's rewarding him for what happened in the last. And you get into these close quarters, awkward angles. That gun's really not bad, especially when it's in the hands of some of the players of FUT. Still going to be a purchase here. GX are throwing everything into the wind. They've invested everything they can into this round. It means if they lose it, it might just be GG here and now.
Well, it's a taco round, right? Guys, if we think we're better than them, let's prove it here and now. Force buy it, see what you can get done.
How'd that go?
Well, not great for him. There was an of course not. But maybe it can work for GX. Captain. He's under pressure. Snake bites in. That slowed them. Nobody can push through that door now. They've got to respect the utility in play, but they've wrapped on it instead, and it's not worked out. He hits the shot on the slide. And now the swing comes out from, well, a teammate, I suppose, traded out decently. Cloud managing to sneak his way through the door. Mr. Fallen might have been spotted rounding that corner. Hoodie's hot on his tail. He's caught the kills eventually. In fact, it was Cloud to get it across the line. Doesn't matter who strikes the killing blow once they survive for the post plant. And with 35 seconds left, the spike hasn't been planted, Tom. And we're down to a 2 versus 1. They have allowed him to get it in play, though. Time on the side.
Blade Storm available if needed. Reposition from Cloud is not bad, but he slightly missed the timing. You'll hear the steps. Only so many positions he can be, but the pings seem to be going in the wrong direction. Reed not quite there. They've got this one completely wrong, but the shot's not connected. And well, you only get 1 shot at that Cloud. Unfortunately, it's not going to be happening. FUT will climb up to 11. As said, that was a pretty important one in terms of how much was invested. I think the plant will probably help them if they wanted to go for a similar sort of buy.
It's nuts.
But that's the problem. This is now just becoming a game of force buys. no shields or light shields for the most part. Pieces of utility missing here and there. You're not being able to beat FUT when they were on the low buy. Investing like this, I feel like they're forcing themselves out of the game.
Oh, they're racing towards the conclusion. Whether it's their comeback or their ultimate defeat. Remember it, at this stage of the game, everything's on the line for GX. This is the response of a team that feels their tournament life fading round by round. They force it up, and they've managed to push Yedege off the angle, almost dropping him, caught on the way through, spotted by Ada Captain. Great reveal on the trap, placed earlier, and good thing Yedege was still alive. That's given the advantage over, and a bit of damage on the spams.
Post plant that will get them a Nightfall.
Spike planted.
The ult could be huge. Cloud's going to take a little bit of damage, but he's going to try and wait this one out. Needs to make sure he's alive in that late round scenario. Oh, it's going to be used, but they try and fight the cross. Obviously not affected by any of that utility. Mr. Farland's found another. Vitinho, he's done fantastically well. 3 kills under his belt now. Putting this into a 2 versus 2. Make it just 1. Cena to do it all, but it's Vitinho. A little bit of life for the Spaniard under his Spanish org.
5-round gap, doable. Yeah, I can't help but think FUT, they overheated a bit. They started to emerge from that smoke one at a time. They wanted, each player wanted to have their moment. And it got cut short. This man waiting on the other side.
Unreal.
Look at it, that was a shorty coming out of the smoke to take him down, and a 180 spin on CNET. They are fighting tooth and nail, and the force buy now working out. Still, light shields across the board. No outlaw to work with, but a very aggressive push coming through from CNET. He's right up there with a flash prime by Cracks. Well, not quite, we see him taking the orb, but it's
You got this, bro. You got this. You don't need my YouTube.
Yeah,
oh, flash? Nah.
I'm
Grabbing
busy.
the orb.
I'm busy. In a minute, wait. Well, they've conceded the control instead, and...
what?
Well, I'm not sure I can criticize Purpo whatsoever for that. He's just being spammed by the 1 weak weapon they have through a smoke. So, unlucky, my dude.
Yeah, the
Hell of a time
best
for it to
player
happen.
so far from GX has just died to straight BS. I don't know what Mr. Farland knows that I don't. In fact, there's probably a lot of things, but CNET still aggro. They know he's here. Paranoia to try and force him back, but there's counter flashes. There you go. They're being popped in to try and help him out. Thing is, though, trades are effective. Aftershock is going to delay them for a little bit. 40 seconds left. They still have time to play with, and with the pit down on the other side of the map, you can't really expect Ada Captain to leave his post until the very last second. This will leave these 2 players a little bit isolated, and one still only has a stinger.
Well, the Stinger's already tasted blood, so I certainly wouldn't underestimate it. Thought the Odin was good for spamming, but Mr. Fallen's opened my eyes. Aggressive play from Hoodie. Knows the space is free, why not take it?
10 seconds left.
They'll have a chance to convert a couple of kills as they make their way through. You just have to hope and pray it's not the Stinger that comes running around that corner. He could be in a lot of trouble. Players down below to support, but really it's Hoodie against the crowd with Cloud slightly further back to take that shot, but it's all dependent on timing. Cloud's having to look at mid. And Hoodie's found the first, even stunned up. He's good for 1. Famzy's got the flank covered, and now they look forward. Cracks, though, makes it possible, makes it doable. Time's still a concern. They've wrapped around, looking to isolate a fight. Done it as well. Now Famzy's the last one standing. Spray is good, but he's caught by the Rolling Thunder. Cracks, with 3 kills, has secured the 12th round for FUT.
Yeah. Again, these retakes, it was the same in the last map. You leave them in clutch scenarios, and this team just plays so well in tandem.
Yeah, now that's just ridiculous, to be honest.
It's just rude. But no, these shots from Cracks were just tasty. The aggressive one, even getting the Rolling Thunder in the last second, which threw Famzy up into the air. With only a second left, it was enough for them to close out another round. Round number 17, just a blip, as they are now 1 round in the next 6 from, well, pushing themselves above Heretics for now. And on the other side of things, eliminating GX.
And so far, the most GX have been able to obtain is 2 in a row, closing out the half or opening it with the pistol and the follow-up in half number 1. We need to see a stall out of this FUT side. And it's almost incomprehensible the level GX would need to hit, starting with 3 pistols and 2 rifles. Purpo managed to find a lot of value both with the pistol and with his ultimate in the past. The ult is online. I have a feeling we might even see it used. But another problem, Thomas, getting past the Cypher utility. Luckily, they're gone to the C site where there's no Cypher util waiting. There is, however, a Cypher who's getting a great ran straight in. Okay, no kills, but lots of damage.
Yeah, 2 players down to sub 30 HP. Could have come out with 2 kills instead. He's made it a bit easier for his team, and now Cloud is going to join them. Another sub 30 HP player. Vitinho has more than all of them combined, and well, he doesn't even really have the weaponry to play with it. Wary of his flank. Aftershock, he got to move. It's forced them all into a similar corner, but Captain's been trapped. Held back for a second. This fight is everything. Has to be won, and it isn't. Now they're all just cannon fodder. Every single member low, and everyone will fall. It is done and dusted. A clean sweep for FUT. And unfortunately, that is the demise of Giant X.
This is where the story ends for GX, but for FUT, it's just getting started. They know they're running it through the playoffs, and they'll watch that Heretics game to find out if it's first or second seed. But my goodness, they have earned their spot there. Stage 1, they looked good, and they're coming out of Stage 2 with a new form. Remember, this result against GX, it might have looked reasonable when you started out Stage 1, but the last couple weeks, GX have shown us a new form. They've risen to new heights, but against this FUT squad, it's just not enough. One of the strongest competitors we have out there, the old and the new, I suppose, between them and Heretics. They're always so much fun to watch play, but that guy out of Captain, check him PC. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think for GX it's got to be a rough one. You've come into a day where both Ada Captain and Cena were just frying. Like, the chance of you winning a game if you're anybody is slim, but for them, with still a relatively new player, a guy who's literally playing in the Spanish League a few days ago, it is a tough team to play against. FUT are definitely up there right now, and for GX, well, I think they've got some pieces of the puzzle already. I think Famzy as a new addition looks great. I think Purpo, the way he's come in this split, definitely made this team more of a contender. Unfortunately, it's the first split. That was what has hurt them. It's gone so terribly at the beginning that the comeback here would have had to been unstoppable. And unfortunately, the team that was unstoppable today is the Turkish squad on your screen right now.
It absolutely was. You could pick out any member of this team, and I think it's fair to say they pulled their weight. Across the board, a clean showing from FUT, and this sets them up as a big contender for any teams looking to take them down in playoffs. You're gonna make sure, or hope, that they're not on your side of the bracket, because I don't think you're making it far if they are.
Yeah, either way, we're gonna be tossing things off over to the post plan, and it'll be Yedajay and Mr. Farlin who are gonna be joining a little bit later on.
It will be indeed. Thank you very much, Mitch and Tom. For now, I've got Kakuka here with me. And with that win from FUT, we can officially confirm that Giant X have been eliminated from their playoffs contention. Honestly, Kakuka, given how Stage 1 went for them, I am surprised that they managed to hang on for all this time, you know, to make it all the way to the last game for them of the season. I feel like there's definitely a lot that they could, positives they could look towards.
Totally. Not only that, we need to think of Giant X as a team who changed Nuki middle of the competition. We also know that we had some players coming in and out. More of a, let's say, premeditated the decision, right, to go in with the changes. We know that Wood was coming for the side of Heretics, but on the side of Giant X, I think that they've been dealing with some of the punches. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to make playoffs. We know that last year they won the last chance qualifier. That meant them going to chance, but this year it's just not going to be it.
Oh, that was such a beautiful tournament too, I feel like.
For them especially.
Oh, God, it was such a great tournament. I am a little bit sad for them because, like I said, there seems to be a lot of silver linings for this team. They showed us glimpses of greatness. They took some maps, not even some maps, they took so many maps off of their opponents. I feel like people forget that they were never kind of dominated, with the exception of today maybe, in their losses.
I think probably today it's a mix between the tiredness of the entirety of the year, the expectations, the pressure. Some of them mistakes that we have been pointing out for them were there. Some of them were not, but I think it was just shaky. And on the other side, we saw a FUT that was unbelievable to go against. Sometimes they would just hit the most stupid shots, and sometimes it would be Atta Captain being the best freaking player in the history of Valorant.
I feel like we've said this before a few times, but that did feel like a scrim. That felt like on the side of FUT, it was a bit of a scrim for them. They were just kind of running loose, playing together, showing their best. And I think it's going to be really tough as we go into playoffs. I don't even know who I think is going to make it to Shanghai. Well, FUT and Heretics. Outside of those two teams, I really don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm down for some surprises. You know, I want one of the teams that we're talking about, the more mid-lower table, to just make it, have a crazy round. We need a good narrative for champs. You could be that.
Yeah, honestly, if Gentlemates make it, it would be so crazy, I feel like. But we do have two gentlemen here in the studio with us, Mr. Fallen and Yetta J. Come and join us. Come and join us.
You're good. You can walk.
Yeah. Come and sit down. Been a week since we've seen you guys. You look great today. Honestly, I felt like that was probably you at your best, right? Is that how it felt out there?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you feel like you played your best out there?
Actually, no, because this game was just like a prank, you know, because we had the playoffs, so that was the whole comms was just very chill.
Yeah.
The best chill in the probably in this year right
Just
now.
relax. Maybe that's the key, you know? Well, you are not relaxed.
We heard you screaming from here. Yep,
I
every
just
time.
always cheering for my team.
Can
That's
you
my
tell
job.
me, so how do you do it, right? Because sometimes, you know, I've gone to a concert, I've lost my voice.
Many
you know,
times, yeah,
many
yeah,
times. I lose my voice quite often, and then I see you scream, and there has to be something that you do, because you do it quite often.
Is
But
it from
still
the
you-
diaphragm? Is
Yeah.
that a technique?
no, just except super weak. I'm just holding my voice more like less. When we play, we are just playing the only 1 week, 1 match, so I can just ready for next match.
Oh, so during the week you're like
Yeah, yeah.
chill, you're not screaming in scrims or
Yes,
anything,
yes.
and then
Never, yeah.
you get on that stage, it's like "Ah!"
Only in stage.
Oh wow! I think was you or Sina that said that you had his volume a little bit lower.
Yeah, it's mine.
Yeah, you
as
still
of mine,
do.
yeah, it's the same.
Is everyone else the same? They all have his volume a little bit lower, you know?
No, I think they all fixed that, but
I think they like to feel it.
Yeah, they feel it, but when it screams, my ear just blowing up, and my coach too. When he speaks, my ears every time just going up down. So everyone just say, guys, I can't hear you, coach, but I'm hearing too well. So
That's
why?
such a good strat. Like if somebody's screaming at you, just like turn their
I feel
volume
you.
down.
I'm Spanish, so I'm the loudest one in my groups. They also have my volume turned down, which is a good choice. I think that Cracks, we also saw him in the camera. You were having one of your shots, and at this point he's just looking calm. Like he expects this. You know, everybody just deals with it because they know it's coming.
Yeah, but let's talk about your comps as well, because we often speak to teams that aren't running the Viper anymore. The teams are like, we don't really like the Viper, especially on Lotus, but I think you and Fnatic might be the only teams, there might be one other one that I'm forgetting, that still stick with this Viper. Why?
I don't know. We are just playing what we prepare for. Like.
Yeah, we always try new things on Prex, but sometimes it doesn't work. Just saying, guys, okay, just go back to the default. So why not?
Okay, you talk about defaults, right? But at the beginning of the year during stage 1, we saw you testing. It's okay, you can test. That's what we're here for. We're here to, you know, have some entertainment and discover some new things, have some new proposals. But for this stage, the innovation is gone. Like you change the composition on split, you move away from the chamber, and now you're in a more stale position. What has changed between that stage 1 and stage 2 for you to make that decision?
Sometimes it depends on the match. While we are winning the match, we always say, guys, okay, we win the match, but how? If they play better, we just play it good. We always sticking it together. So, like Lotus, we was playing on SageCom, but we just only tried once, and guys, okay, let's try the second one, because why not? They're not gonna expect it, because everyone thinks one-time comp. Yeah. So we said, okay, just surprise them and take a second one. And the third one, we said, guys, of course they're gonna think we're gonna change it. Let's try it again. But on the third match where it doesn't work, okay guys, it doesn't work, so we have to change it on the split
until we lose.
Yeah.
Mastermind.
Yeah, and why we lose, we just change it, that's all.
Sorry, actually on split, we just change in chamber after Fnatic game, because like they know where we put the traps, and they just every time exploding it. So
The
we
counter
said,
strat. You felt
And they
the
left
counter.
the door
You
open.
felt
Now
it.
that Fnatic has done it, everybody can do it.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the chamber because I feel like CNED was probably the obvious choice when it comes to the new duelist meta. You know, maybe the ISO coming in, maybe the Neon coming in. I know you mentioned previously maybe Cracks would try it as well. You are one of 2 teams in the entire league that have not touched the Neon, have not touched the ISO since the changes. Why is that?
Yeah. But there's a word for that, but I'm not gonna use it right now. We already tried on Neon ISO on different maps and different comps, but there is no one in the team like this energy to play Neon and ISO.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. Weren't you who told us that Cracks was going to be playing it?
I didn't say he's gonna play. I told you he might be play. I didn't say we're gonna play. You can just play
You
it.
said there were 2 people that
Yeah,
can
if they're gonna play it, then I just
Okay.
told on the review.
Honestly, I
didn't say we're gonna
the-
play.
I assumed the other was CNED. If you had to,
Oh, yeah.
I assume. But what do you think? You
The
not
third
liking?
one was ISO, by the way, but we didn't try
Yeah?
it. Yep.
Yeah, I tried. I think, I want ISO, but they just don't let me play.
We're getting robbed. Gaius, we need to have a
And
talk.
I tried Neon. I think we was good on this comp, yeah.
Yeah, but so why are we not? Is it maybe like 4 players? Maybe, you know,
I don't know why I'm
the
not that.
champs?
Maybe I'm just better. That's why.
He's like
when I play today.
between saying he doesn't want him to play the agent and not let anything go for what they have prepared for playoffs.
No, why we were just trying in Neon, he was a good player, but sometimes it doesn't match with the teamwork. You gotta stop it. That's all.
Does that mean if you are kind of playing the Neon ISO, does that mean we see CNED back on the chamber? Was that how you accommodate for something like that? Or you go, just go double duelist?
No, I guess Chamber is just down for the meta right now. There's probably no one is gonna play Chamber because.
Don't say it. Don't say it. They're watching. Maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe.
We never know.
There is so many characters in the game.
Yeah,
You
true,
can just
but-
play everything, but I don't think everyone is gonna play Chamber right now. So.
Are we ever gonna see you have
Chamber
some
buff,
fun?
please.
You know?
Well, sometimes I just
You get to
try
have some fun?
different characters on maybe some maps, but it doesn't work.
Oh no, I like that you get to try. Is this more a Gaius saying like, I need you guys to be more flexible? Or is this you guys coming forward to him being like, I want to try this?
Especially these guys. Of course, while someone just said, okay, I might try this, we give him, but like I said, it doesn't match on me sometimes, maybe it does sometimes Yetujay. It depends on the match and depends on the game, sorry.
So what has to happen to see CNED back on Omen?
He's not in Navi anymore, so.
Yeah, he's not in Navi anymore.
I
so.
also feel like there's like at least maybe 4 other Omen players on your team that could do it.
Well,
Right?
he plays sometimes.
Yeah.
Arta
There's
is picking
actually
up.
4 other
From
people
what I'm
that could.
hearing here,
No, 3.
Yetujay's a flex god and he's
Only 3.
being
No.
misused.
There is no way
Not
to
that
crack
much.
playing smoke right now.
Oh, true,
Impossible.
cracks.
Yeah,
But then
impossible for cracks.
you can do triple control and then double duelist.
Maybe.
I feel like Gaius.
They don't say no.
Maybe.
After that composition in Lotus, anything's
Gaius cooks, right? Gaius cooks. Actually, I wanted to ask you about Gaius because I think when we talk about coaches, I think he's very underrated. I think not a lot of people bring him into the conversation as the best coach. He's always the best Turkish coach, you know, not even like the best coach full on.
Yeah,
do you agree with that? You think people should give him more credit?
Yeah, I think.
Yes, of course, but yeah.
He don't care about like
Being popular.
what people say. He don't want to be
Recognition.
popular that much. He's just doing his job, and he's so good.
That's why he's the best.
He's
He's a
trying
humble
his
king.
best and he's
Yeah,
trying to keep ourselves in the best in the game. That's all.
I like it when he gets angry as well because sometimes he's not actually angry, he just looks angry. I feel like people misinterpret him.
I think he's always angry, but because no, I'm not gonna say bad thing. He's always angry because if we are just losing one round, he knows exactly we just did it wrong, and he has to, just keep together us again. Because if you make some mistakes, we have to don't do it in the second round.
He's passionate, he's invested.
He's passionate, yes, because he said, guys, okay, we win the match, but what did we do? We always pick one man, just kill the match. How am I gonna watch the match right now after the game? What did I see?
Don't throw the eco, you can't be throwing against ecos.
Yeah, like, don't throw the eco. What did you do? Why you pick one by one? Like that. So I think he's really underrated and he has to get respect from everyone probably.
I agree. I think it's time we stop this. I think this word, Turkish coach, Turkish team, I think we should just start saying best team in general. From one great coach to another, Neil Zinho was with us last week and he left a question for you guys. Take a look at this. You got this.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Oh!
Neil,
Did you hear it?
did you catch that?
Of course.
Yeah. What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
You first.
Well, I didn't listen to Taylor Swift. So.
Oh, what?
Are you a Swiftie today?
Yeah, I knew the exact
I don't have a friendship
You are
right
my
now, but I'll
favorite
get you
player in the
one.
world.
I
You
have
are
a
my
playlist
favorite
of
player.
this. I have playlists for Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay, name me a few. You don't have to just do one. Give me a few that you like.
My most popular for me, like Love Story.
Oh, okay.
And
Fearless Girly.
I like August.
Oh,
my God. Dang, give me some-
Culture.
yeah.
And
Culture.
Some folklore.
Something else. I don't know.
What about the new album?
I should listen, but I don't know.
Oh.
I can't remember.
Honestly, the range of Love Story to August is.
Yeah.
I think you're
You
gonna
went
get.
from very
favorite?
public to very like niche.
have a
like
lot
I
of
feel
respect.
August, you know.
What's your
Cancel my
favorite?
plans. My favorite, well,
Depends what day.
yeah, exactly. It depends. Like, I'll have to go all too well because it's a long story. But imagine being 14, having a song that is that important, and then 10 years later, she releases a 10-minute version. You know, that hit me very deep.
For you?
You like All Too Well 10-minute version?
Of course.
Oh, yes.
She's a Back to December girly. She's a
Yeah,
Back to
I like
December
Back to
girly.
December, but for me, like every day, you know, mood. Like sometimes you're like, you want to cry yourself to sleep, but sometimes you're like, I want to party. So
Yeah.
very different mood.
You don't know if you're feeling 22.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
I think right now my favorite song is probably But Daddy I Love Him from the new album. It's a
You
diss
have
track
to
on the
listen to
Swifties.
it.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah.
I will listen.
Honestly, Mr. Farley,
Yeah,
you need
you're missing
to
out.
I'm the imposter here right now, so I'm not
you need to share your playlist with him.
Like he's just listening everything, but I think Turkish, and he likes to listen more rock maybe. I don't know.
Are you the only Swiftie on foot? Is there anyone else that
I
shares
don't
your
know.
passion?
You have to ask. We need to know.
Yeah, on I mentioned.
Oh, okay.
So if we go to the Eras tour again, you want to join us?
I can try. I can try. I don't know.
And Neil wants to go.
Yes.
So us
Okay.
three, Neil and Mitch, man, we're gonna head to the Era store again. Before we let you guys go, there's just a couple more things. First of all, you're gonna have to leave a question for the guests coming here tomorrow. I believe it will be the Fnatic versus Team Liquid game. So be a winner of them. Again, like you saw Neil, you don't have to ask anything about Valorant. Ask whatever you want. Yeah.
Senden olsun ya. Ben sormuştum.
I like how they're conferring. Yeah.
I'm just saying you're gonna ask, but
I'm trying to help you guys out. But I mean, whatever you're passionate about.
I mean,
Neil
they
is
probably,
very.
so hear me out. So they just won, right? Because they're in post-ban, not you. I mean, tomorrow. So most likely, I believe that Team Liquid chances of going to playoffs if they win are very high. So maybe you can ask them, you know, something about playoffs.
Screw playoffs.
Yeah,
Ask them
you can be like, are you joining me in Korea?
Yeah, ask them. I feel like we go rogue here. Like, what do you guys like to do in your spare time? What's your favorite hobby besides gaming?
I actually don't know. I'm just watching some concert videos, like.
Oh, concerts?
Yeah, like I last time I just watched Billie Eilish.
Oh, Billie
Yeah, Billie Eilish.
You're such good taste.
Lollapalooza or something. Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can ask them who their favorite concert. Maybe the last concert they went to last, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay. For the good, no?
why we want?
Okay, for who won? Like
Who came here?
Yeah, who came here? Just what's your most like to watch concerts?
I like that. That's a great question.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's a very, very good question. And it's Fnatic. I mean, we're going to get some good answers from them, I feel like. We have some like K-pop fans and other Swifties there.
Boston has to come here right now.
As well. Oh, well, he would have to win for something. But do we have a standing? Do we have a bracket? Because I wanted to quickly ask you guys one more question. This is the standing right now. You're not quite top seed because you lost the Heretics. So if they win, unfortunately, they will be the #1 seed. But if they lose, you will be the #1 seed, which means you dodge the 3rd seed versus 6th seed match. And that would be Fnatic. Fnatic are 100% locked in as the 3rd seed. At this point, do you feel like that is a game that you would like to dodge? Does it make a difference to you, whoever you play? Or you feel like there's a better matchup for you?
It doesn't matter. We're just playing our best every time.
Well, if you have to go champions, you have to win every team, and if you want to be champions, you gotta win every team. So
I want to go there.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I
I'd
like
be scared.
that.
They want to be the #1 in EMEA, right? At least.
Of course.
why would I scare?
Yeah, and I want you guys to go all the way as well. That final, you know, we're gonna be excited and to enjoy you guys if you ever make it all the way there. But thank you very much. It's been amazing to see you guys this stage. We will see you at playoffs. It's gonna be fun. Thank you very much, Kakuga, for joining me today as well. Today was fast, wasn't it, guys? That was crazy.
It's because there's football going on.
Yeah, there is football going on. There's also football going on tomorrow, but more importantly, there's more VCT EMEA going on tomorrow. We're gonna be back for more games, for more playoffs hype. Of course, there's still 3 more teams that need to lock. So everybody have a lovely rest today, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
One enemy remaining.
Careful of this blade storm up top. It's Messi, but he gets there. He gets there in the end. I mean, it's a big task, and it's a big fail. Data captain again! This guy just doesn't stop. Oh, it's Data captain again! The bottom, every single member low, and everyone will fall. It is done and dusted.
Get up now. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up now. Get up.
Yeah, get on your feet and move to the beat. Pour up some drinks and then we repeat. Yeah, chasing my purpose, need a release. Yeah, my life's a beach, I'm lost in the breeze. Do this with ease, don't play with my dreams. Yeah, it's so together, it's not what it seems. Heart of a tiger, life of a king. Yeah, chasing my bag, my feet in the cream. Running these laps, not losing my steam. I'm feeling good, this life's what I need. Don't intervene with my energy. Yeah, I'm in her scope like Jimmy Iovine. Yeah, no Superman, but I'm feeling supreme. This not a movie, but I'm making a scene. Yeah, I can tell you how to live your life, but you just gotta get up now.
Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up now. Get up.
We just gotta live our life, we paying a price. Piece of the pie, I need me a slice. Yeah, rolling the dice, the scariest spice. Sticky like rice, the tricky reprise. Yeah, love will suffice, I suffer in silence. All alone, I'm lost on the island. Let's spread peace and less of the violence. Sebastian Bach on yachts playing violence. Yeah, the flowers violet, give me my rose. This for my city, all for my bros. Did it alone, so far in my zone. So raise your glass, let's all have a toast. I can show you how to get like